सलाम नमस्ते, मैं एक बार फिर से आप सभी लोगों का स्वागत करता हूँ स्नैपड्रैगन कॉन्क्वेस्ट फ्री फायर प्रो सीरीज के लाइन डे वीक 2 डे 1।
तो कहीं ना कहीं हर एक चीज कोशिश करेंगे और ये एक्सपेक्टेड बिल्कुल भी नहीं है क्योंकि बहुत इंटेंस हो जाता है। आप यहाँ पे आपकी टीम को जीत दिलाने के लिए गौरव के आलान के सिर के ऊपर कूदे रहे ठाकुर। आलान पीछे घूम के देख भी नहीं रहे थे। क्रोनो का शील्ड एक्टिव किया गया है। क्या ठाकुर ये 1v1 टेक डाउन कर पाएंगे क्योंकि जोन पीछे जा रहा है। बहुत सारे ग्लू वॉल्स यहाँ पे डाल चुके हैं बट यहाँ पे आलान ने जिस तरीके से अपने
फाइट होने वाली है, लेट्स सी क्या होने वाला है। कौशिक के हाथ में नेट, सामने आइकॉनिक भी यहाँ पे नेट खींच तो रहे, देखते नेट का क्या डैमेज आएगा बट नहीं। ओ माय गॉड 5 एक्सपी सर पे फटा यहाँ पे आइकॉनिक का नेट। 3v2 केमिन के पास यहाँ पे मैन एडवांटेज अलादीन आगे की ओर आई तो जरूर है। क्रोनो की एबिलिटी यहाँ पे हर तरफ यूज की जा रही है बट 2 मैच स्क्वाड ओपन में आ चुके हैं। ग्लू वॉल नहीं आ रहा, नहीं इसी के साथ डाउन। मार्टिन इज द लास्ट प्लेयर। देखते देखते एक अच्छा नेट की फाइट हमें आज के दिन पे पहले मैच में देखने को मिलने वाली है। ब्लाइंड डी स्पोर्ट्स वर्सेस टीम डी स्पोर्ट्स एंड निवेश यहाँ पे नेट करते हुए। इसी के साथ शीनू खत्म। मुझे लगता है डी स्पोर्ट्स का जो ये शेल्टर है इसी को आज के दिन पे ब्लाइंड डी स्पोर्ट्स करने वाली है ग्रेवयार्ड। 20 किल के साथ लेके जाने वाली है। क्या वो पूया
फाइट बहुत ज्यादा chaotic। 4 अननोन के भीम एक ही साथ में 4 अननोन को एलिमिनेट करेंगे एंड ओल्डमोक अकेले बचे हुए प्लेयर है। क्या वो निकाल पाएंगे? आई डोंट थिंक सो। 1v1 सिचुएशन। ठाकुर के पास एक अच्छा ब्रीदिंग स्पेस मिल गया। उन्होंने स्पॉट कर लिया कहां पे माफिया मौजूद है। शुभू का पोजीशन उन्होंने यहाँ पे माप लिया है। शुभू यहाँ पे नेट डालने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं बट यहाँ पे आसिफ के नेट से माफिया को डिफेंड किया जा चुका है। एक 1v1 का सिचुएशन हो चुका है। 3 प्लेयर्स इन द हेड हंटर्स के। आसिफ क्या फिर से यहाँ पे राजा जैसा कुछ करके दिखा पाएंगे? राधे ठाकुर वर्सेस हेड हंटर्स बट हेड हंटर्स के आसिफ यहाँ गेम करने में हेल्प कर सकते बट राजा यहाँ पे नेट कुक कर रहे हैं। मोनीश ये नेट कुक करना हमेशा मुझे डर दिलाता है। ये नेट से यहाँ पे स्टार्टिंग को रख जाएगा। एक 1v1 सिचुएशन इनसेन वर्सेस राजा। क्या ये 1v1 एम डुएल में जीत के कौन जाएगा, राजा या फिर इनसेन? ये देखना पड़ेगा। देसी गेमर्स वर्सेस हेड हंटर्स। यहाँ पे दोनों एक ब्रीथिंग टाइम ले रहे हैं। दोनों के पास ग्लू वॉल डाले हुए हैं। आई थिंक राजा के पास यहाँ पे और ग्लू वॉल बचा नहीं है। M87 का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं। इनसेन के हाथ में मैक्स 7 है। जंप करके शॉट लेके बढ़ राजा यहाँ पे क्लच यहाँ पे भीम यहाँ पे कोशिश कर रहे हैं नेट से टेक डाउन करने की। सैविंद्र कोशिश कर रहे हैं वही चीज। विहान को डिनर जा चुका है। ब्लैक टाइगर सासके यहाँ पे कोशिश कर रहे हैं। बहुत ही ब्रिलियंट के भीम यहाँ पे फिर से एक नेट से खेल खत्म करते हुए सात्विक राधे ठाकुर को डिनर जा चुका है। ये गेम
उन्हें कंटेस्ट करने के लिए बट टीम टोटल गेमिंग कैन दे डू इट। यहाँ पे निवेश एक नेट टॉस करते हैं। सामने पे गया नेट बट क्या डैमेज अब करेगा? जी हाँ, एक साथ तीन प्लेयर्स का एक एलिमिनेशन है। 2 प्लेयर्स का नॉकआउट यहाँ पे निकाल दिया गया। टीम टोटल गेमिंग लड़खड़ा जरूर से गई बट माफिया वाला कैन ही डू इट, कैन ही परफॉर्म दैट टच नहीं आकाश नहीं पाते। फिर शॉप के साथ निवेश का वो नेट बहुत अच्छे स्थान पे टीम जीती। सामने में कंट्रोल एक नेट आकर इग्नाइट का 3 प्लेयर्स लेके जाता है। इग्नाइट कैन डू इट।
यहाँ पे इग्नाइट एक नेट से 3 प्लेयर को टेक डाउन तो कर दिया। पवन अकेले बचे हुए राहिल के साथ। क्या ये दोनों मिलकर यहाँ पे एलिमिनेट कर पाएंगे? देखना पड़ेगा। सिचुएशन अंडर कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश करें बट नहीं। एएफएफ स्पोर्ट्स को एलिमिनेट किया जाएगा देसी गेमर्स के द्वारा। देसी गेमर्स
So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Before I welcome you guys, I think it would be a little bit of a pun if I put this in front of you. I know that it's gonna be a little bit of a pun even for Cape. He'll be wondering as to what is Arka doing at this point of time. So Cape, let me see whether you'll be able to decipher this when I say it's gonna be 2-2, 2,
Okay.
2 and 2.
That's a lot of twos coming up, but let me put it together. So I think the date is 22nd September.
Exactly.
That's the first one I'm getting it correct.
Yes,
The second
and
is
then
going
it's
to
gonna be two
League
again.
Stages week 2. So I think that's again correct.
week 2, correct.
And I think it's the Snapdragon Conquest Free Fire Pro Series. That's season 2.
Season 2, correct, yes.
And I'm missing out one more 2. I think Alka will guide us to it. And
Yes,
the last 2 is
ladies
going to
and
be...
gentlemen, welcome to the Snapdragon Conquest Season 2. It's gonna be Free Fire Pro Series. It's gonna be week 2, day 2, and that is how it's all
Week
twos.
2. I
Yes.
missed out week 2. League Stages week 2, day 2, yes.
Day 2 coming up, and what are these people fighting for? Obviously, it's gonna be a huge, prize pool coming up on our screens, and that is gonna be 30 lakh rupees. The second season itself bringing up on a big prize of 30 lakh rupees, and we are looking forward to see how many of those teams are gonna be getting most of this.
24 teams fighting out for a huge prize pool, and as we look on to the prize pool distribution, I think the first place is gonna take home 10 lakh rupees in the hands, and at the second place is going home with 5 lakhs, the third place with 2,50,000, the fourth with 2 lakhs, the fifth with 180, the sixth with 150, and the best thing, as we have said from week 1 itself, that all the teams participating will at least get to take home 15,000 rupees in the hands. And as we talk about the 13th to 18th place, they also have a good prize money of rupees 25,000.
Yeah, basically all these people not only will take home money, they'll be taking a huge experience. They'll be taking home a lot of fan following with them. And how will they be able to do so to get some good fan following, or how to go forward in this game? They need to understand the points distribution of the game, where in case they secure a booyah, they're gonna get 20 points for it. On the second place, they'll be securing 17 points. On the third, they'll be securing 15, and so forth until they go to a point where they'll be getting only 1 point if they're placed at the 12th position.
And as we talk about the kill points, each kill is valuable for you when it gives 2 points. And when we talk about kills, let's take a look back onto what happened yesterday when we had Blind Esports going in for 60 points. Crossing all the targets, breaking all the targets, breaking all the boundaries. As we talk about the groups,
creating history.
Yeah, creating history as well. As we talk about the groups that are invited, and Group A, we have Level Iconic, Team Lifehackers, Total Gaming, Team Chaos, Team D Esports, and Raven Esports. We have been able to see Team D Esports being do an outstanding performance when it came to week 1 yesterday. Also, they had a booyah in the name, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
very
one,
close.
one.
Yeah, one booyah.
One booyah coming in for their side. At the same time, we'll be looking at Group B, where we are able to see Team Elite PVS Gaming, Never Broke Again, Team Mayhem, Blind Esports, and Chemin Esports coming in from the Group B. A group to watch out for sure. At the same time, at Group C, we have the champions themselves placed on the top with 4 unknown. Right next to them, it's going to be Enigma Gaming, who's slowly climbing up the ladder. Then it's going to be DSG. I mean, this team is actually, making me look at them every time they come on the screen.
And we have GodLike also joining in with them, and Evil Army in Group C. And when we come to Group D, we have TSMFTX, UG Mania, AFF Esports, Headhunters, Blood Bashers, and DESI Gamers. A new number of names coming in, a lot of new names coming in. Everyone wants to make the name, and this is the opportunity they have all waited for, working it out, grinding it each and every day. Season 2 is all for the best of the best teams in India, best of the best players in India. So if you are one of the invited players, it comes to show that how much you have practiced for it and how you are made for how you are trained yourself for it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Pro Series, ladies and gentlemen. But at the same time, let me remind you guys, the schedule for the day, it's going to be same as how it was all these days. It's going to be Bermuda, which will be played first, and then it's going to be continuing with Kalahari. This combo of Bermuda and Kalahari will be done thrice throughout the day. So 6 matches coming on our screens. It's going to be like Bermuda, Kalahari, and Bermuda and Kalahari. So those teams who cannot conquer in the first time, they'll have an opportunity the second time. Losing that, again, they'll be able to grab it on the third time for sure.
Well, yes, it's an opportunity for all the players out there. And when we come to the map of Kalahari, the map where we have champions like 4 unknown coming in, new teams like PVS Gaming also taking the booyah. Yesterday, we have TSMFTX coming in.
And at the same time,
old
let's
monk.
not forget,
The melee.
the melee. No, let's not forget 2 Booyahs being secured by a team. That's going to be Headhunters, 1 in
Headhunters.
Kalahari and 1 in Bermuda.
So yeah, it comes to say that Headhunters is also a strong team you have to look out for. They have been able to dissect through 4 unknown, and
Yeah.
Evil Army also, as well as they could also perform it. As we look onto the overall standings, at the bottom 12 we have Total Gaming Esports with 192 points at the 13th place, DESI Gamers at the 14th with 183, UG Mania at 15th with 178, Blood Bashers at 16 with 171, GodLike 17 170, Raven Esports 152, Nemesis with 141, and at the bottom we have teams like Mayhem with 74, Like Hackers with 90, Team Chaos with 113, and Never Broke Again with 114. So these teams have to do something. It's almost the mid of the entire league stages coming after day 2. We'll have the day 2 bringing the mid of the entire league stages.
Yeah, at the same time, look at the number of Booyahs being secured. We were speaking about Blind Esports having 3, but joining them in the list of Booyahs have the maximum number is going to be Headhunters with 3 as well. So the rest of the things will look forward, to see that, the only team to cross the 300 number will obviously be Blind Esports. Right below them is going to be the champions 4 and on with 268, and from then on, everything seems to be subtle because it's just 10 to 20 point difference amongst from team 2 to team 13.
And as we look onto the face-off between Chemin Esports and Blind Esports, we have Kaushik, the Grenadier from his team with 10 kills, who has been able to perform. And at the same time, Nivesh has the maximum of 11 kills yesterday. He was able to.
Yeah, he was the one who
kills,
creating history yesterday, coming around 12 kills if I'm not wrong. 12 to 11 kills. Okay, 11 kills coming from his side. Valuable 22 points placed from him. But let's not forget the performance of these two teams, because they were the outstanding teams performing so far. As we can see, Nivesh with 12, Akash with 7, Ginotra with 2, and Abhay with 2. So they have done an amazing job so far with Booyah coming in from their side. Even if I count it down, just 60 points over there. Yeah, the performance yesterday, that's what we saw, right?
Yes.
So 30 points, 20 points coming in from Booyah,
and the 40 points.
the rest 40 points were just kill points. That comes up to say 20 kills were secured by them. And that's not a small number for sure when it comes to a pro series.
And as we take the comparison between team Blind Esports and Headhunters, with all the same having 3 Booyahs in the hand, Blind Esports have been able to keep up the consistency when it comes to the overall 9 matches they have played throughout the entire league stages till now.
Yeah.
So it says that the teams have been able to keep up the consistency, make sure that they get those Booyahs executed correctly, and making sure that they have the rotation at the same time going in for the placement points rather than taking an early fight, and also making sure that they have equal number of kills when they go in for that Booyah. And we'll have the first match of league stages week 2, day 2, starting in the next few seconds. At the same time, I think it's going to the match number 25 of the entire league stages. But
yeah,
before that, let's look at the matchup of today's match. The first match is going to be between Group A versus C, where Group A will have Total Gaming Esports, Team Chaos, Raven Esports, Level Iconic, Life Hackers, and Team D Esports. And joining them at the Group C will be...
Yeah, and I know that from the Group C, they're going to be the champions themselves coming in. 4 unknown, Enigma Gaming coming in on the Group C. Then we have TSG Army. Then we have Nemesis, GodLike, and Evil Army. All of this will be confirmed on our screens anytime soon. But at the same time, let's speak about Total Gaming, still fumbling in this tournament, trying to make it into the top 13. We know that they have a trump card within themselves. All of a sudden, they'll come up with strategies to make sure that they reach the top 6 to make it directly into the finale.
Well, it's going to be a long way for them to make it towards the finale. Still, they have secured the top into the top 6, and the bottom, I think 18 teams will be playing out in the wild cards over the week number 4, and still we have week number 3 left. So every team might be trying to get on the top 6, making sure that they have a spot in the finale. And as we talk about the finale, it's going to be huge, and it's approaching very near, and somewhere every one of us is excited for the same. But let's talk about Team 4 Unknown. This time it's coming back to the map of Bermuda, so it might be a bit difficult for them.
Yeah, but at the same time, I know that 4 unknown, the reason why I cut you off, every time we come to 4 unknown, every time we come up to say the map of Bermuda, they're not able to perform. They are holding an average of 10 points. So it's not like they're having a bad day at Bermuda. It's just that they're not able to execute a Booyah when it comes to Bermuda. All because of one thing, is that they get targeted in the mid game so properly that, it's either Evil Army who's always taunting them, or it's any other team which starts to assault them with one player at a time. They dissect them properly with one player at a time, and due to which they're not able to perform.
Well, if they stick together, they can make a different score. But let's go on to the casters' prediction before that. And I think I'm gonna stick with one of the teams who have been able to perform it. I don't think they had a Booyah in this week, so I am going to go with Team D Esports this time. The potential they have, the ability they have, it is about to come out in this match. And I'm pretty much sure that they will get a booyah in today. But for the first match, I'm going to opt for Team D Esports.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick on to you to come up to say that, I might come up to say that, yeah, it could be Team D Esports for me as well. But I would want to always put my attention towards what the rest of the teams are actually doing, because we have seen that there are some teams which are trying to come up with strategies differently in the second week. In the first week, we have always seen some rushing gameplay coming in from the side of Headhunters, but in the week 2, they are able to come up with some kind of a strategy where they're playing for placement points as well. For now, we're going to look at the casters' predictions, where we are from the side of Hindi desk. We're able to see Team D. Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to vouch for Evil Army when it comes to when it comes to A and C. I thought it was A and B. I'm so sorry. I'm going to vouch for Evil Army because I know what Beam is capable of. I know what the Rickstar is able to do. We are able to see that he's going to perform at the nth moment where the team actually needs him. So Evil Army will be absolutely the choice for me.
When looking at the Hindi desk, we have Oro, Blackbeard, me, and from the Telugu desk, we have T18 Gaming opting in for Team D Esports. At the same time, as we go on to PVS Gaming, there are 2 people going in for Team Total Gaming, and at the same time, from one more caster from Tamil desk is going for Level Iconics. So 4 teams opted right now: Evil Army, Team D Esports, and then there was PVS Gaming, and one more was Level Iconic. So I have all the 4 correct. So these are the 4 teams that have been opted by the casters. Let's see if they are able to perform in this game. The first match is going to be Bermuda, all the 4 players. And I think from yesterday's performance, I think from A versus C, I will be seeing multiple squads going into contest for Mars Electric and at the same time Factory, as we have seen Team TSM FTX always when it's actually in Group D, but at the same time when it comes to them, they have always a split gameplay. But this has been seen by all the players who have been playing in the Pro Series right now. So everyone knows that there's a strategy that might be helpful for them, playing a 2-man squad. Let's see if it happens for them. But at the same time, it's time to go on towards the flight path, and we'll look on to the teams that will be joining us for this match.
Yes, for the last time, it's going to be Life Hackers, Level Iconic, Team D Esports, Raven Esports, Team Chaos, Total Gaming, 4 Unknown, Enigma Gaming, Nemesis, GodL, DSG, as well as Evil Army. So they'll be going on to, we'll be able to see the flight path on the map of Bermuda. This is going to be match number 25 on the second day and the second match in the second week.
And as we look on to the flight path, it starts off at Bullseye, goes all the way through Bhima Shakti Strip, Bhima Shakti Strip, and going towards Poichinok and ending off somewhere between Sentosa and Mars Electric. As we look on to the blue zone forming at Mill right now is going to give an advantage to the maximum number of players who are opting for the top location of Mill. As we look on to Graveyard, we have Team Chaos moving into Graveyard, Team Raven Esports going in towards Observatory, Enigma Gaming trying to go towards Hangar. At the same time, we have Nemesis Gaming moving in towards Clock Tower, GodL, and I think multiple squads are going in towards Factory, but we'll know it for sure. As we look on to Team 4 Unknown, we have them going in towards Bullseye and towards Shipyard, just holding it there. Bullseye is safe for them, no squads nearby, so it's very easier for them. As we talk about Sustik, he has a Uzi in his hand and wants to stack up on that loot before taking the fight with any of the others, and that's actually a commendable, it's obviously 4 Unknown, no other teams are nearby to contest them, so obviously they'll try to go in for whatever loot they can get, and then supplies is much more important, farming is much more important when it comes to this Pro Series.
Yeah, at the same time, this is the largest map, so the number of inventory you're gonna carry is obviously gonna help you. But Team D Esports trying to challenge 4 Unknown on a close-up range at Plantation is something really shocking for me, because they have to realize that 4 Unknown is really good at early skirmishes. For now, Deadshot is gonna call back. He's gonna use that launchers and try to run away from this place, or trying to step into a bit more closer at Shipyard to take down the complete squad of 4 Unknown. They do not realize that Deadshot is in the open. Deadshot is getting tagged at this point of time. Somehow he puts up a chrono shield, gets into cover, but at one point of time I thought that they have not detected the black shot flying through those launchers.
And Blackshoot coming in from Team D Esports is a sole man standing, and at the same time they'll have to watch out for Dead Souls, Swastik, Anand and Raja Tagore, who have been very much able to hold the location. At the same time getting spotted, Anand goes in for a different angle, spots Deadshot at the top of that tower. Deadshot has to fall back right now, comes up with a glue wall, going prone right now, healing him to the full potential. Meanwhile, I don't see his team anywhere close by, so it would be a better option for him to fall back rather than take this fight. An earlier skirmish will cost Team D Esports that booyah in the hand. As we talk about the team, their team has finally arrived. The backup for Team D Esports is almost there, and as we talk about Amitwala, he's also making his way in towards Shipyard. He has to watch out for the entire squad of 4Unknown because he might find himself landing at the center of them, and that might make them a bit more vulnerable. As we talk about Dead Soul, Amit Wala has just landed onto Dead Soul, and Dead Soul is trying to fall back right now. Comes up with a glue wall. His teammates trying to give him the backup that he needs. At the same time, you have to watch out for 3 players who are going in. A nade comes up, a nade pops up at the hands of Roshan. The fallback comes in, and a beautiful nade. A knock onto Dead Soul. Spots Raja Thakur out in the open. Swastik tries to give him the cover. Roshan goes prone, and right now it's safe for them to say that 4Unknown is kind of vulnerable at the moment, but at the same time, Team D Esports doesn't want to go in for the push.
Yeah, at the same time, this is what I was speaking about. 4Unknown, you know, every time they get dissected, and it's like one player at a time gets taken out. First it was Dead Soul, and now we are able to see it's Radhe Thakur. Luckily, Radhe Thakur, as Swastik pretty much close to him, that is why he'll be able to revive him. And look at Dead Soul bleed out at this point of time, and nobody's going to come a bit more closer to them. I don't know why 4Unknown did not push towards taking down the team of
Team D Esports.
Team D Esports, where Deadshot tried to come in flying. I don't know how come they couldn't detect him coming out in the air, but at the same time, Team D Esports have done the damage against the side of 4Unknown. They also realize that 4Unknown is trying to retreat in an open field, so they're going to take advantage of this, come in from a different angle and try to slaughter 4Unknown for sure.
As we look on to 4Unknown losing Dead Soul, trying to run out in the open, they still have to watch out for the team in the back. At the same time, as we look on to Team D Esports, they also had Total Gaming coming in from the back, somewhere from a very close range. Team number 9, I see that's going to be Team Total Gaming. As we talk about Team D Esports, 2 kills already have been executed. I think 1 more kill is from some other squad. At the same time, Team D Esports have 1 kill in the name, so I want to see which other squad has that kill in the name. As we talk about the zone, it's taken a different shift, a very different shift towards the southeastern side, where we have Sentosa, Poichinok and Kota to almost at the center. And imagine if the zone forms in the watery area or in the waters itself, it might be difficult for them. We saw it in season 1 where someone was trying to go in with a skateboard and just executing those skills using their full IQ. Surfboard, full IQ coming in. Full IQ gameplay. Yeah, eventually, let's see whether they have watched season 1 and they'll be able to execute it, as we are able to see that it's going to be Evil Army who will take the whole advantage of the zone, because they are the sole owners of Sentosa at this point of time. And for now, the 4Unknown, which is actually, I don't know why 4Unknown is suffering when it comes to the map of Bermuda. Let's look at the performance, how it has been throughout the tournament, and that is when we'll be able to decipher more about them. When it comes to the map of Kalahari, we have boom, 11 kills, another one, boom, 11 kills, another 10 kills coming in from their side. When it comes to the map of Kalahari alone, we're able to, it's an average of at least 4 kills which they'll be carrying, and that comes up to say 10 points coming in from their side. And a minimum, I'm telling. Okay. On a maximum, we're able to see just by kills, they're able to secure 22 points. Well, it's their performance in Kalahari that's giving them the spot, that's retaining them the top 6 spot. But at the same time, when it comes to Bermuda, I think they'll have to work out for them, and they have to perform somewhat a bit more what we are seeing in week 1 and week 2. Performance from 4Unknown, the graph goes a bit low, but at the same time, they have been able to perform yesterday, almost missing 2 booyahs. This time, this is a day for the redemption that they can try out for. And as we talk about Team 4Unknown, Radhe Thakur, he does not have any grenades in his hand. Total Gaming, I don't think they have anything to worry about. They'll go out from mill. Obviously, the blue zone advantage with them, so they have the loot, whatever they need to secure. 4 first aids and 2 blue walls in the hand. All the 4 of them traveling out in the open like we are the kings of the map of Kerala. They always come out in style, and that is what I like about Total Gaming at this point of time. But let's look at how things are going to turn out for them, because they'll be making inside the circle, hoping that the circle doesn't go towards the side of Sentosa or come out in the waters as well, because we all know the performance of Total Gaming has been dropping ruthlessly throughout the day itself. In the map of Kalahari, we thought that they'll bounce back in Bermuda, where they were able to do so with 6 kills, but after that they're not able to execute kills more than 2, due to which they are suffering to make it into the top 12 when it comes to the overall points table itself. And as we talk about the kills, 4 kills, 6 kills, 3 kills, 2 kills. So kills have been not an advantage for Team Total Gaming. As we talk about them running out in the open, they have 2 teams in front of them. That's going to be Team number 1, and I think somewhere Team number 1 is going to be Team Chaos or Team Elite at the same time. As we look on to Team number 12, it's GodLike versus Nemesis Gaming. That's going to happen any second. And right now, Nemesis Gaming, Mr. Chemin comes out in the open, gets spotted, and GodLike trying to get in the finish onto him. And yes, the finish comes in for him. A beautiful grenade tossed just onto him. The glue wall comes up in the light time, propped up at the right place. And as we talk about Team FC, that's going to be Nemesis. GodLike wants to go in for another nade. Ashish has been tagged a lot. Ashish healing up to his full potential. Another nade comes in. Team Nemesis
nice
Gaming
one.
have decided to fall back rather than take that fight onto Team GodLike. And as we talk about Nemesis, Usaif with that woodpecker in his hand.
Yes, I think it's a woodpecker he's carrying at this point of time. I can see Aladdin is coming up with another angle as well. Angry takes down Fossey Ajay. This is going to be another skirmish pretty much far away. Ronnie is the person who's going to revive it, who's got taken down, but eventually Total Gaming have been slaughtered with 3 players down. I think that could be the end of Total Gaming, if I'm not wrong. If there's left out with one player, he'll be running away to play for placement points from here on, and that's going to be Mafia Bala.
And as we talk about Mafia Bala, he just have to hold it location and stay there because there are multiple teams fighting it out. As we talk about Team Elite, they just have to make sure that they have the advantage, where Team Level Iconic will be vulnerable at this moment. PP Taneja OP goes in for the push, gets the grenade. He pops up one more grenade. At the same time, Baby gets spotted out in the open. Simmer has gotten that advantage of the small shelter in front of them, the garage in front of them, and I see Angry has been spotted. Simmer is waiting it out in the open. At the same time, regrouping with his team. They'll have to look out for grenades coming in from the side of Team Elite, and there's a close range fight coming into action. I see Angry getting spotted down. IC has been knocked out. 2 players down already for Team Elite. At the same time, as we for Team Level Iconic, at the same time, Baby gets the revive that he needs. The last player standing for Level Iconic is going to be Aladdin, who is far from his team right now, holding it out in the sniper tower. Gonna play for the placement points. Does not want to give away location. Might be able to execute some kills when it comes towards the zones.
Yeah, look at the teams which are dominating over here. Shotguns coming into play, something good to see when it comes to a close range fight. M10s coming in over there. Aladdin will be left out with a Kingfisher, and let's see how well he'll be able to execute kills in that. And the number of people who are waiting on the corners to see whether the zone is going to happen apart from the island of Sentosa is something to watch out for. Evil Army will be holding the bridge. They're trying to do a bridge camp at this point of time. How well things are going to turn out, that is also something we have to watch out for. At the same time, TSG Army is all set up near the side of the zip line, so that in case the zone shift, they'll be able to run away from there. But a good rotation coming in from the side of Enigma Gaming. They're coming in a long rotation from the side of Rimnam Village through the waters. They know that this zone is not going to affect them much. Swimming around, they made it somewhere pretty much close to Mass Electric. They're hoping to see how they'll be able to make it even more further from the here on. I know Gaudru is taking a risk of, scouting all alone, coming in a bit more closer to Mass Electric. In case they don't get detected, then somehow they'll be able to execute a booyah for sure.
For Unknown, after losing one player, playing a split gameplay, Anand trying to be a scout for his team is very close towards the zone. At the same time, they have to move in towards the zone. As we talk about Team GodLike, there's Nemesis Gaming just in front of them still. GodLike knows the location of the players of Nemesis Gaming, just waiting for a head to pop up and trying to get a knock. And I think somewhere he can see them and he's taunting them. He's just taunting them. That's going to be Mind Gamer. And finally, Tista trying to land some shots at the same time. Nemesis Mind Gamer goes into cover. At the same time, UAV has been deployed by some of the other squads with the zone number 2 to close in the next 45 seconds. We still have 12 teams and 38 players remaining. That comes to say that at least one player from each team is trying to play for that placement points, or survival is always necessary. At the same time, as we talk about kill points, it's the advantage right now lies at the hands of Team Level Iconic or Team Elite. At the same, I think it's Team Elite who has the kill advantage. But as we talk about Team Enigma Gaming, a very long rotation coming in might be an advantage for them. Goes into Mass Electric, and I think none of the teams have opted to drop in towards Mass Electric, so they'll have the advantage of going in for that loot that they could obtain from Mass Electric. As we look on to another fight that's going to happen any moment right now, is going to be between Team TSG and Team D Esports, where Roshan and Blackshoot is out in the open trying to go in for that push. They'll have to come up with the glue walls and the chrono shields at the same time. Vihan, Sasuke and Legend all have ambushed themselves. A beautiful nade comes up at the hands of Ojasvi. Ojasvi trying to go in for that nade, and a very close call coming in. Ojasvi almost getting knocked out by that nade, but a glue wall being popped up at the right time. Blackshoot has been knocked out. Sasuke has been knocked out. 2 players have been knocked out at the same time. As we talk about Ojasvi getting knocked out. Legend, the last 2 players standing from Team TSG Army, getting knocked out. The last player standing for Team DSG Army is going to be behind, coming in the double vector in his hand, takes the knock onto a player of Team D Esports. 2 players of Team D Esports. It's a 1v1 and Team D Esports have been eliminated. A beautiful gameplay coming in from Yuhan, saving his entire team, not letting any of them going down, and a beautiful execution coming in. TSG Army, this is a team that no one opted for, but at the same time, I knew this gameplay was going to come in week 2 from their side.
Literally, Vihan coming in with the dual vector, taking a 1v3 seriously, and he was inside inside the Chrono Shield itself. On the other side, we can see that it's going to be Enigma Gaming who will be suffering in the hands of 4Unknown, as 4Unknown detected them at Mars Electric. It's going to be I think it's a three-way Mexican standoff, but for now we are able to see that it's going to be Enigma Gaming losing one player. I think Chilu gets taken down. Now we are able to see that Aryan has also gone down as well. There's a lot of job to be done by Gaudru as well as Promith, as they'll be able to survive for a bit more longer. And we can see Radhe Thakur is not at all bothered about his Chrono Shield not going away. He's going to be making sure that he takes the maximum number of kills. It's going to be Raven Esports coming in from behind, trying to backstab them and making sure that they get the maximum. Promith puts up a grenade from inside. Eventually Anand goes in with the melee, will be taking him down as well. So that comes up to say that probably this could be the end of them, or they have one last man standing who's running around.
No, Enigma Gaming has been eliminated. Gaudru has been eliminated at the same time. As we talk about 4Unknown, they still have to fight off another team in front of them. That's going to be Raven Esports. At the same time, they have to be really careful as they have lost one player already. 4Unknown Swastik getting knocked out. This could be the opening for Team Raven Esports. They goes on slaughter Swastik right now. It's a 2v3 fight that we have to watch out for between Team Raven Esports and 4Unknown, where Radhe Thakur taking both the teams taking damage from the zone. It's not advantage. It's not recommended for them to go outside of the zone, with the zone number 3 about to close in the next 50 seconds. They have a longer way to travel, a much more distance to travel, and running out of supplies will be 4Unknown at the same time. And as we talk about Team Raven Esports, 6 first aid, so you can see they have already stacked up on supplies that they need. A beautiful farming done at the side of Team Raven Esports. Radhe Thakur getting knocked out from the zone, and that's going to be the end for Team 4Unknown. Anand getting eliminated, Radhe Thakur getting eliminated, and putting an end to the team when it comes to the map of Bermuda. 4Unknown finishing off at the 10th place.
Yeah, this is what the 4Unknown has always been suffering, right? I told you that 4Unknown do not stick together when it comes to the map of Bermuda. We have seen in Kalahari, they stay away from one another in Refinery, but as soon as they detect enemy, they regroup really, really fast. And due to which, they'll be able to execute the enemies one at a time. But over here in Bermuda, it looks like things don't work out for them. We are able to see that Team Chaos are grouped up pretty much close to the zone at this point of time. Most of the teams coming in from the side of Mars Electric have been eliminated. That comes up to say that's Raven Esports coming in from there. It's going to be Raven Esports against the team GodL at this point of time. All 4 players of GodL surviving so far. I think they have an opportunity over here to take the booyah in the name. No grenades being cooked even in this mid-range fight which is going on over here. Ashish, Dista, everybody's still alive. Oh, Deadshot comes up with the grenade as I was speaking about it. 2 players already down. I think he's going to be confirming them with another grenade anytime soon, as the cooking is already started. Tista is the person who's putting it on the other side.
Yes.
He's going to be confirming two players of Raven Esports on the other side. That comes up to say Deadshot will be the last man standing. Ashish with that M18 has reloaded. He wants to connect some shots, not able to do so. On the other side, there's the Neja who's also been grenading Team Chaos. Deadshot, the last man, has to heal up at this point of time. This is the time GodL can take advantage, and they do it at the right time. With that M18 coming up, they'll be healing themselves at the earliest and trying to make it inside zone. Tista somehow made it inside the circle. No, I think he's still outside the circle. Suffering, going in for a heal battle rather, and it's going to be Heal Army, who's come up with only 3 players, still playing it out. Let's see whether they'll be able to take the booyah, because Evil Army is something I vouch for.
At the cost of 3 players, the last player standing for GodL trying to make it towards the zone, but getting finished off by Evil Army with the 3-man standing with 4 kills already in the name. And I think they have a very strong advantage when it comes to the zone. No other teams. I think there's one more team very close to them inside the zone, as we talk about Team TSA. I think that's one more squad they have to watch out for. It's going to be a 3v4 in front of them, but they'll have to be really careful when it comes to TSG Army, because they are on a killing spree as of now. As we talk about the remaining squads, we have 6 squads, 16 teams remaining. That comes to say that we have Nemesis Gaming, Team Elite, yes, Team Elite, and we have Level Iconic, Team Total Gaming, Team TSG, and Evil Army getting BLK Tiger getting spotted out in the open by TSG Army at this moment. OJSP getting spotted. Groza comes into play by Legend and OJSP at the same time, trying to get that knock onto EA Yash. That's going to be Evil Army Yash. And at the same time, the last 2 players, BLK Tiger, Yash has been spotted out in the open. Yash getting finished off. That gives an opening for Team TSG to go and for that push onto Team Evil Army. As we look onto BLK Tiger, he's just trying to make sure that he does not get tagged by Team TSG Army. As we talk about Level Iconic, the last 2 players standing for Level Iconic getting eliminated, and the last player standing for Level Iconic also getting eliminated. So it's going to be Team Elite. Last player from Team Elite.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the last player of Team Elite, but I want to say
full score.
Yeah, but I want to say one thing: the divided attention coming in from the side of TSG could be a big problem. But Legend makes sure that the problem is solved with the grenade launcher. Takes down 2 players of Team Elite, trying to run in. Baby's been revived at this point of time. Another grenade being cooked by OJSP. I know what he can do. He's going to be cooking the second one, where it's going to be connecting very soon. OJSP runs out of grenades, but it's not going to stop himself. Teneja will be slaughtered as well. it's gonna be the team of TSG who's dominating with 7 kills coming in from their side, but a very, very good gameplay coming in from the side of Legend. I thought that divided attention will be making them suffer a lot, but out of nowhere, they were able to execute something good. Evil Army over here coming in. They are in the top 3, that's for sure, but Nemesis Gaming with 3-man standing can give a challenge to the 4-man standing team. Let's see what's going to happen from here on. As we can say, Man Patel has already detected TSG Army, who will be trying to come in. What a beautiful shot coming in from his side with that AWM. Given him the right kind of damage, it's going to be one last man standing from the side of Evil Army, whereas TSG will be suffering again and again. It was Legend with the grenade launcher trying to come up. It's going to be US who's going to be coming up with the Max 7. Will be confirming one player from here on. He's stuck up. He has to rotate and go inside the circle. He sees VR. He connects a shot as well. It's going to be one last player coming in from the side of two players coming in from the side of TSG, who they'll have to face off. Evil Army, who's still inside the circle. Nemesis, one grenade coming in from your side. Another grenade being exchanged. This game is turning out to be really good. It's a 2v1v1 situation. Let's see which team will be able to make it. As Ojas, we will be cooking some more grenades to see whether they'll be connecting. Yes, they have connected. It's going to be THG versus Evil Army. Let's see whether there'll be a 1v2. I can see a grenade launcher on the other side from the side of Tiger. He puts up a grenade launcher, connects it. Sasuke will be connected as well. And a booyah coming in for the side of Evil Army. My predictions come out good because it's all Evil Army yesterday. I saw the way they were able to play. Prediction of the zone came out really good from their side. But this time, they were able to do it with just 3-man squad and a booyah, a very well-deserving booyah coming in from the side of Evil Army.
All they had to make sure that they had proper rotations coming in, just going in safe and steady. A slow motion gameplay coming in from Team Evil Army. I thought somewhere TSG Army was going to dissect through the entire squads in front of them. That was Nemesis Gaming and Team Evil Army. But at the same time, Evil Army proved that with a grenade launcher in my hand, it's going to be easier for me to stay alive and survive. That's the only essential thing I need to do. And when the entire attention of Team TSG Army was on Team Nemesis, they took the advantage. They knew that they have to divide the players. All they need to do was make sure that 2 of the players getting finished off. As we talk about Nemesis Gaming, them making the way into the zone. I think there was one player, Mind Gamer or someone from Team Nemesis, who was able to get 2 kills, multiple kills, and one was a jump shot, and that's
with the Max 7, yes.
And that's what I loved about Nemesis Gaming, and making sure that they secure the place. They're finishing off in the 3rd place. I think they're happy with the performance this game.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just love the way Tiger thought over there. He was waiting for his praise to come under his paw, and the way he was able to suppress them with a grenade launcher was really, really commendable. At one point of time, when he popped up the grenade launcher and he got a knock, I saw another grenade was flying towards him, and I thought that he might get taken down from that. But eventually, he went into cover, took his time, came back, and he knew where the second enemy could be coming in. His predictions came out 100% perfect, due to which the booyah coming in the name of Evil Army is really, really commendable.
Just putting that nades in front of the glue walls, as we saw in yesterday's matches. Also, the IQ level of grenades that being used in Free Fire right now is like players know that where they have to put the nades, and rather than just putting it towards somewhere where they already are waiting, they know that if it's a 1v4 or a 1v3, obviously someone is going to push rather than hold the location, and he had the zone advantage as well. So just going in for it, easy booyah for Team Evil Army, and coming towards 4 unknown, finishing off with the 10th place, and I think Team D Esports finishing off with the 9th or the 8th place. Total Gaming finishing off at the 4th or the 5th place somewhere. And somewhere I am happy with GodLike's performance in this match. They were able to...
they have somehow made it, they made it really well. They balanced the team really well. They were covering one another. They did not want to take unwanted fights. They knew when to go in and attack. They started to use grenades at this point of time, and that was something good to watch out for. But now we'll be looking at the matchup of the next game, which is going to be popping up on our screens. It's going to be A versus C. Yet again, it's going to be Team Total Gaming, Team Chaos, Raven Esports, Level Iconic, Life Hackers, and Team D Esports coming in from Group A, and they'll be facing off Group C in the map of Kalahari, as it's going to be Week 2, Day 2 and match number 26.
As we look on to Group C, we have Team 4 Unknown coming in, Team Enigma Gaming, who will be joining us. New names like TSG Army again, Nemesis, GodLike, and Evil Army coming into play. As we look on towards match number 26, let's see if they are able to face this off again when it comes to the map of Kalahari. And as we look on to Kalahari, we know the Kings always is gonna go towards Refinery when it comes to 4 Unknown. And let's move on to the casters prediction. As we move on to the casters prediction in a short while, I want to know your opinion on what TSG Army is able to do based on the previous performance. I think somewhere TSG Army has been able...
So So
Okay, yeah.
the biggest problem of TSG Army, why you shouldn't have a divided attention when you're playing a game, is once you get one knock, the rest of the other players will be busy fighting with someone. So they can't give up that fight and come and revive you. In case they do give up that fight and try to come and revive you, the opponents will be watching all of this happen. So either they're gonna come up, rush in and try to kill you, or probably cook up a grenade, or pop a grenade launcher and make sure that they execute the whole kill of your team. So when you have a divided attention, do not go in for a fight like that. That's the safest thing for them to do. At the same time, we were speaking about TSG Army's performance. They were doing it really well. At one point of time, I thought that the IGL had given the right kind of positioning for the team, due to which they were able to execute 1, 2, 3 players. But one point of time, when the zone started to shift away from them, that is when Nemesis came behind them and started to assault them, because they knew that Evil Army was waiting for them from the houses below.
And I think somewhere we are going to go for the caster's prediction right now, where I'm going to opt in for 4 unknown, and I think somewhere you want to also
I'll stick on to that as well.
So
and I know the number of people who are going to be watching for 4 unknown is going to be really, really big in number, and it is proved as well, as we have got 4, 5, 6 players, 6 casters going in for 4 unknown, because they know that 4 unknown has been deeply injured, and we have already heard this saying that, the breath of a wounded lion is stronger than its roar, and that is how things will go forward. As TSG Army will be chosen by Warloop, by the kind of gameplay they're showing in over here. Total Gaming is being chosen by DK Official, and I believe that apart from 4 unknown, if I have to choose some team who will be performing well in the map of Kalahari, I would stick on to DK to say that it's going to be Total Gaming. But
when
very well chose by most of us is what I like to say.
Well, yes, 4 unknown. Obviously, we know when it comes to Kalahari, they are going to go for that drop location again and again for sticking towards Refinery. What if they took a different drop location and tried to go in towards Santa Catrina, where we can see Total Gaming always opting in for? And I want to see if these two are going in for that same drop location. Somewhere I want to see teams like Blind Esports, Team Total Gaming, and Team 4 Unknown going in for that same drop location. Maybe Refinery.
Eventually the kings know, the emperors know that it's better to remove my basic enemy and then go in for a big war. Because when two main kings are fighting, small tributaries were going to come in. They're going to make sure they take advantage of all those wars. So they do not want to do that. They know at the end of the day we'll face one another in the final circle, and that is what they're doing. But I'm really happy that my first prediction has come out good, and I'm hoping to see the second one coming out true as well.
Well, now we look on to the teams joining us for the map of Kalahari. It's going to be Black Tigers, Level Iconic, Team D Esports, Raven Esports, Chaos, and Total Gaming, as well as 4 Unknown, Enigma Gaming, Team Nemesis Esports, GodLike Esports, TSG Army, and last but not the least, we have Team Evil Army joining us for the map of Kalahari as we are entering into the match number 26. We look up onto the we are going to look up onto the flight path, and as we look onto the flight path, it starts somewhere off. It's a centered. It's a centered, almost a slanted flight path to be specific, coming in from the southern side, going into the northern side to be specific. We are able to see that over Refinery is where the flight path will be going. That comes up to say if a flight path is going on Refinery, it's going to be dissecting it to the center. We're able to see the blue zone has happened at Bayfront, so the team going there will have highest number of firepower, but I can see a small group happening over there. Probably they're trying to go away from there. Team D Esports will be choosing to go inside the blue zone. We can see that Total Gaming will be going to Santa Catrina, even though Delete wanted to go into confinement. It's going to be Team Elite going into the it's going to be Lifehackers going into confinement. So no early skirmishes coming in over here. That comes up to say it's going to be much more easier for us to have a breath in the beginning of the game, not screaming around, but we have to save those energy at the end of this game, because this final map, this small map in the final circle is going to make us speak a lot. Well, as we talk about Team Total Gaming, Delete is kind of obviously been a scout for his team. As I've seen in the previous matches also, Delete tries to go towards confinement, but at the same time he has to watch out for the teams near him. So he just makes sure that there are no teams nearby, but right now he has spotted a team nearby. So that might be a first fight coming up. At the same time, as we look on to Team Nemesis Gaming, they have been contested at this drop location, but this time the team that were contesting them, DESI Gamers, I guess. DESI Gamers were the team, but this time they have decided to go in for a different drop location. As we look on to Nemesis, Mr. Gamer gets 4 first hits already. So I think they're off to a good start when it comes to farming. When we talk about Uzaif, he also has 2 first first stage. So everyone getting that loot that they need already and going in for that vending machine. They might get a good gun that they need. As we talk about Team Evil Army holding command post right now, no squads near them. As we look on to Refinery, we have Team 4 Unknown, and as we look towards the sub, we have Team TSG Army, and at the Mammoth, we have one more team that is going to be team number 10. I want to see which team is at the Mammoth. And as we talk about Evil Army with 6 first stage, 2 glue walls in the hand, and let's see how the match turns out to be.
Since there are no skirmishes, I also have some points to put forward to the audience to understand the game better, which has always helped me out. How do you understand that the map is small or big? The rotations won't get you closer to your enemies if the map is bigger.
Yeah.
For example, now if you travel from Shrines and you go to Bayfront, by the time you reach Bayfront, you would have already met an enemy when the room is full. But when it comes to the room full in Bermuda, that's not the case for sure. Because over there, we'll be able to see if you travel from Peak to Bhima Sakti Strip. By then, you won't be able to find anyone because it's a bigger map.
It's a bigger map.
So, the smaller map like Kalahari, even though you have vertical advantages over here, all the terrain advantage whichever you have over here, you have to make sure that you watch your back. The team which watches its back and comes in really late into the circle without anybody behind them are the team which has always secured booyahs in this game. For now, we're able to see at the confinement, Lifehackers are still getting some loot. They're stacking up on their farming. We can see 8 glue walls, 5 health kits coming in from the side of Baby. But what is going to affect them the most is obviously going to be the helmets. It's important for you guys to carry a level 3 or a level 4, a level 3 helmet, or a level 2 at least, because this map is where most of the snipers will be coming to use, and that is when you'll have to be very careful.
And as we talk about Team D Esports, they are off to a good farming. And as we look onto the previous point standings of the last game, we have Team TSG Army at the top, getting that booyah, almost getting that booyah, but at the same time, Evil Army getting that booyah with 32 points at the second place. Team TSG Army at the first place because of the number of kills they were able to execute, and at the same time finishing off at the second place. Lifehackers at third with 27, Nemesis at 21, GodLike at 16, Total Gaming Esports at 14, and Level Iconic also at 14. The all difference comes up when it comes to the same number of points as the point standings, where your position standings when it matters. And as we talk about Team D Esports finishing off at the 12th place with 3 points in the hand, and 4 Unknown still happy with the performance somewhere. I think 9 points.
Yeah, average, as I said, right. The average of 10 is what they've been carrying when it comes to the map of Bermuda. If they're able to secure 1 or 2 booyahs when it comes to the map of Bermuda, I believe they'll be on the top of the table anytime soon. But now we'll be looking at the MVP of the previous match. It's going to be obviously from the side of TSG Army. Ojasvi was able to execute some really good kills with the grenades or give some damage with the grenades. At the same time, with the gun, was able to execute something more than normal, and due to which they could bring up the team to a bit more closer, but a little bit. It was like so close, but yet so far from securing the booyah.
Yeah, almost getting it out of the hand. But as we talk about Team D Esports going in towards Blue Zone, I think the Blue Zone was contested, taken on by one of the teams who have already.
Yeah, I think it was Team D Esports.
Yeah,
no, it was not Team D.
Team D Esports is right now in front of us, but I think there was some team who already have the advantage of the Blue Zone. But let's see if as the match commences, it's going to be a very slow when it comes to first and the second zones, and since it's
by the second zone,
after the second zone, we'll be seeing a lot of skirmishes that will be running out of words when it comes to the entire kill feed being active at the same moment. As we talk about 4 Unknown, Swastik just going in for that rotation. He has spotted a player in front of him, and that's going to be Team D Esports Roshan. The first fight is about to be happening any moment right now, as we are seeing Nemesis Gaming. At the same time, there's going to be GodL Esports, and this time GodL has decided to take a different drop location. These two squads have been fighting it out every time when it comes to the map of Kalahari between Group A and C. But let's see if GodL is able to dissect through Team Nemesis Gaming and able to make some shots connected and able to get those kill points when it comes this time, because somewhere they also need to come up from the top 12 teams and make it towards the first page. But eventually all the teams want to go in for the same thing. At the same time, 4 Unknown and Team D Esports have engaged in that fight. The first player getting knocked out from Team D Esports is going to be Roshan, and I was sure that Swastik, once he spots a player, he makes sure to dissect through them, get that knock into the name. At the same time, a backup trying to come in from the side of Team D Esports, and Swastik making sure that the revive does not come in, but the player has already arrived. RNSS has already arrived for the revival, and at the same time, the rest of the squad is gonna team up together, is gonna stick together rather than fight it out with the champions of Kalahari.
Yeah, eventually, let's see how things will go forward from here on. But one thing what I spotted about GodL is that they're trying to gatekeep Nemesis, not allowing them to come inside the circle, which could be a huge advantage for them itself, because we know that if they take a right or a left rotation, things are going to be bad. It's going to be Enigma Gaming coming in, and they're going to be trying to get the first kill. Yes, the first kill comes in for the side of Enigma Gaming. It's going to be Chilu who's performing as an assaulter, doing an amazing job getting the first kill against the side of Team Chaos. And if they're doing it so well against the Team Chaos in the early stages, I believe that they can do something much more better from there on. For now, we'll be looking at 4 unknown, still not letting go of the team of Team D Esports. We're able to see RN has taken. Oh my god, Gowder is right now being taken down from the side of Team Chaos. Now a revival has to come in. Let's see which of these players will be actually going in to save. We saw that Gowder was in the middle building. Nobody was able to come in and here and there. This is what I like about 4 unknown. We're able to see after getting a knock against Tech KK, against the side of Enigma Gaming, those people are not watching out as to when the teammate will come in and revive.
Yeah.
4 unknown on the other end, they were waiting it out. They were like, let another player come and revive, we'll knock him out as well. So that is the kind of gameplay coming in from the side of 4 unknown. We're able to see launchers being used coming in from the side of Team Elite, from the life hackers coming in from the side of Shrine, really holding the position at Foundation, where they can see that it's going to be Iconics who will be trying to make it inside the circle. But the sudden shift is going to make Team Chaos very, very happy, because the zone has shifted to a very southwestern side, where Mammoth is being favored, and the higher grounds of Mammoth is where you want to stay.
Team Chaos will be very much happy with the placement at the same position. And as we talk about Team Enigma Gaming already inside the zone, I see Angry getting spotted off by Team Life Hackers, knocked out in the open. The revive is gonna come anytime, but still staying out of the zone is not what you will be preferring. As we talk about Simmer is just in front of them. Life Hackers not executing those skills right now. We still have just one player going down when it comes to the overall time. 8 minutes into the match, 12 teams standing, 47 players, and with the zone number 3 about to form in, the action is just about to kick in, because the zone shift has made almost all the players go out of the zone. A majority of teams are out of the zone as of now. And as we talk about Team Level Iconic, they have to make their way, taking the rotation. Roniki spots PP Taneja out in the open, gets a knock onto him, goes in, tries for the finish. 2 players have come in for the backup that they need, and at the same time trying to take down the glue walls is going to be Roniki.
Yeah, but I love the way the team is thinking. Taneja and his teammates are wanting to fall back at this point of time. That's going to be coming in from the side of TSG, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, I guess so. There's one more team trying for the back.
I think it's TSG who's trying to run. No, Life Hackers.
Life Hackers and
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Life Hackers trying to run away at this point of time. That is a very, very clever call coming in from the side of IGL, because they do realize the zone is going to come really fast when it comes to the side of Kalahari. But look at what has happened over here. They're going to meet up at Maze. They're like, let's take this fight on rather than running around. Ronnie has been highly tagged at this point of time. He'll try to come inside the glue wall at this point of time. I don't know how well things are going to turn out for Simmer as well. Eventually, even he gets taken down. But Angry comes in from behind for a tag. A grenade comes in from Ronigi to take down Predator as well. Angry on the other side will be singing the final note to make sure that, Ronnie will be singing the final note to take down Predator. Oh my god, it's going to be more skirmishes coming in. Taneja is cooking a grenade. He's going to be trying to, avoid these people from coming in a bit more closer. I can see it's going to be Taneja versus and Aladdin will be trying to push in. I'm so sorry. Taneja versus Aladdin, which will be going on from here on. Is going to be one last man standing. He takes down 2 players over there, and he knows exactly what to do. He's going to be confirming them as well. It's like, you take my team down, I'll make sure to take your team down as well. And right now, he has to take a rotation. He has one more player left, and he's able to execute Aladdin over here. He'll be the lone man to take all 4 players down.
The last 1v1 between Team Level Iconic and Team Life Hackers is a very close range fight coming in. Aladdin gets spotted off. A glue wall comes in. Taneja at the higher advantage of health, and yes, elimination coming in for Level Iconic. Level Iconic has been finished off, and Team Life Hackers at an advantage. A 1v3 pulled off by PP Taneja OP from Team Life Hackers as we look on at the cost of 3 players. And there we have another fight going in between Team Chaos and GodLike has been eliminated with all 3 players standing at the with all the 3 players still standing. Tech KK gets the revive that he needs. At the same time, Max and Aryan have been able to pull it off. Aryan with 3 kills already in his name, and as we look on to Team Chaos, they have 4 kills already in the name.
Yeah, let's see how things will go forward from here on, because I know that most of the teams will be suffering. I can see that Enigma Gaming are suffering in the hands of 4 unknown, and the UAV was also being summoned, so most of their location will be revealed. Nemesis on the other side is not worried about anything. They're like, there's a fight going on over here. We'll take a rotation and try to get into the circle from another side, because somewhere we believe that it's going to be 4 unknown who has taken a rotation from Refinery and come there. But for now, I would want to see how Enigma Gaming will be trying to fight out the side of 4 unknown, because Evil Army, I'm so sorry. It's the way they'll be trying to fight out Evil Army, because it's important for Enigma Gaming not to come out in the open, because one knock is more than enough for the side of Evil Army to actually rush in and slaughter a full squad.
And as we talk about Evil Army, they've been able to do it in the last match, and let's see if they are able to do it in this match again. As we talk about the remaining squads in front of them, we still have 10 teams and 10 teams remaining. As we talk about Team D Esports getting engaged with Nemesis Gaming, one of the players down from Team D Esports. Crossfire, a trade has come in from the side of Team D Esports. Blackshirt, RNSS, 2 players are down. Amitwala trying to take that 1v3 against Team Nemesis Gaming. Nemesis Gaming, Mr. Gamer has got that over that he needs. Muzif goes in for the push, tries to get that knock, and yes, he is able to get that knock onto the team. He's going to execute the kill. Make sure 2 players are down from Team D Esports. The last 2 players standing is RNSS and Roshan trying to fall back at the same time. They have to watch out for Team 4 Unknown, who are already holding location, and at the same time Nemesis trying to go out in the open, make the way into the zone as the zone closes in, with the zone number 3 closing in, zone number 4 about to close in, zone number 4 to be made in about any second right now. Team D Esports have the advantage. They're trying to dissect through Nemesis Gaming, but at the same time grenade pops up. A beautiful grenade by the hand of Radhe Thakur comes in. Disguise for Team D Esports. No, a disguise for Team 4 Unknown, or whatever is happening right now. There's a lot of players getting knocked out by the zone, and Team D Esports, the last player standing, is going to be Roshan. He's kind of far from his teammates. At the same time, 4 Unknown trying to go in for the push onto Team Nemesis Gaming. They have the advantage. They know the team is vulnerable at the moment. Blue wall's coming up.
No.
Team D Roshan goes in for an 8. Gets a knock onto Deadsoul. A second nade pops in. Knocks out Swastik, and another nade comes in. That's the end for Swastik. 2 players down from Team 4 Unknown. At the same time, the last player standing for Team D Esports is going to be Roshan, just holding his location. A drop has been summoned from Nemesis Gaming at the same moment.
Yeah, but let's see how things will go forward from here on. I did not expect 4 Unknown to come out like that in the open, because they're really good at doing what they usually do. Miner gets taken down by D Roshan. D Roshan is not going to stop until it's going to be Mr. Gamer who comes up with a grenade launcher and takes him out. And 4 Unknown were like, let's wait it out, my friend. Why are we losing players over here? And ultimately, they were able to kill 1 or 2 players. The zone is going to come in an advantage for the side of 4 Unknown at this point of time. Even though they have to make it inside the circle, they're going to wait it out for a few minutes, because they know on the other side it's going to be Total Gaming who will be dominating as well. So we have seen that, it's either 4 Unknown or Total Gaming who have the opportunity of taking it over here. Anand with that M18 knows there's a player in front of him. He's going to go in for a shot. He reloads his gun, and it's a chrono shield. It's going to avoid and make sure that Man Patel survive for a few more seconds until 4 Unknown rotate from another angle, comes in a bit more closer, connects another shot, and will be confirming Man Patel over there. From there on, it's going to be Anand, the last man, standing from their side. Look at what's happening with Enigma Gaming on the other side. It's going to be Aaron and Gaudru, the 2 people standing. Anish is still there. It's good to see that they've come into the top 5. Hopefully, they'll be able to secure a booyah over here with 3 men standing, and it's Chilu losing. They're losing Chilu over here, but at the same time, they have a longer rotation to make it inside the circle, and they're going to be gatekept by the deadly team of Evil Army.
And as we talk about Team Enigma Gaming, we have still 3 kills in the name, and they have to look on towards 4 Unknown, who's going to go in for the push anytime movement right now, and looking on to Radhe Thakur. A beautiful knock comes in from the hands of Ansh. Second place standing, Anand goes in for that revive. They have the advantage of the higher position. The Ridge is going to give them the advantage. At the same time, they have to move in towards the zone, and that's going to make a difficulty for them. But no, he wants to opt in for the race car. As we talk about Team Evil Army, we have Raven Esports and Team Enigma Gaming at the same time. The last player standing for Team Total Gaming is going to be delayed. Radhe Thakur comes in with an action. The car falls down, tumbles down, and that's going to be an opening for all the teams to look out for Team 4 At the same time, a self-nade comes in by the hand of EAS. Safe right now. Total Gaming has been eliminated. That's the end for Team Total Gaming, finishing off the 5th place. We have Raven Esports getting spotted out in the open. A beautiful shot landed onto Deadshot, trying to get a second knock, and the knock comes in. A beautiful knock by the hands of Evil Army. Will Evil Army be able to execute a second booyah in the name? At the same time, as we look on to Team Raven Esports, getting eliminated, and it's just the champions versus the booyah of the last game. Let's see if they're able to pull it off. Evil Army versus 4 Unknown. It's a very close call. Nades coming into action. Radhe Thakur spamming nades at the same time. If he runs out of nades, that's going to be difficult for Team 4 Unknown.
Yeah, but at the same time, Black Tiger is got that AWM. He can execute kills through the glue wall using that. Yesh on the other side trying to take another rotation, which could be a problem for them. Radhe Thakur goes in forward. I know that there's another grenade being cooked in from his side, and the grenade comes in. He's going to restrict them from coming in front of the glue wall, and that is what they're really good at. And we're able to see it's going to be Yash who will be tagged at this point of time. Anand is going to reload his M10. He's going to M18. He's going to connect one, and he's going to come a bit more closer. Connect the second one, and my second prediction comes out right. It's going to be 4 Unknown taking the booyah in the second game. Oh my goodness, what can you expect from the Kings themselves? Anand being an apt player throughout the game, getting that M18 to work. Every time he reloads it, it feels like there's a king reloading his, weapons and making sure that he slaughters everybody in his way.
Looking up to Team 4, Unknown just slaughtering it to Evil Army. A very close call coming in. One player knocked out. Radhe getting knocked out could have given... they were able to knock out Radhe at the same time, but Anand making sure that they do not lose this Booyah. It's been 2 days since they got that Booyah. Just missing it out at a very small opening, just by 1 point or 1 shot, and making sure that they do not lose at this time. Finishing off, but at the same time, as we talk about Evil Army getting a Booyah in the last game and making that same, keeping up the pace in the second match itself. I think somewhere they will be on the top of the leaderboard this time when it comes with the overall number of kills, executing through, slashing through Raven Esports, getting them all kills. And I think this is the Evil Army we were looking for.
Yeah, at the same time, what I loved about 4 Unknown, when they were in the higher grounds, they were looking everything down. They knew that there's a group of teams fighting out on the right side of them, and they knew that all they had to do was jump on the left side because there's a lot of teams over there. If they had chosen to come down from there, it would have been trouble for them. So they kept a sports car with them. They jumped down. They saw that Delete was the last man standing, or probably it was Mafia Bala. No, I think it was Delete only from Total Gaming. They deleted him out of the game, and then they held that position for a very, very long time. And then they were like, wait it out. The whole group is over there. Let them fight out. I know that we'll be left out with only 2 more players. And then finally, the way they were able to execute it, Radhe Thakur, I always say the best part about 4 Unknown is this: they do not put the grenade behind the glue wall where the enemy exists. They put it in front of the glue wall so that in case they are trying to come into the circle or trying to come forward with an attack, they won't be able to do it. They'll be restricted. That gives time for 4 Unknown to make it inside the circle, and due to which they were able to execute some really good shots. Radhe Thakur was busy distracting the 2 players, and Anand with his M18 connecting shots over shots was able to execute. I mean, he got some 4 to 5 kills
somewhere easily.
Or 6 kills in his name today with that M18, and I believe he's going to be the MVP of the match.
4 Unknown trying to reenact scenes from the movies in the game itself, and yes, coming in for that advantage with that race car already for them. If they didn't have the race car, it would have taken a great fall damage coming down from that top, and obviously the squad's already waiting for them down in an ambush. As we talk about Aka's prediction, 2 predictions already coming straight up for him, so let's see if
it was day 2 of week 2 of, and
so he saw that
match,
he had a 2 coming in
so
for
I
his favor.
predicted 2, so I'm pretty much happy. Hopefully if I get more predictions, I'm going to be much more happier. At the same time, if you have something to say to me and my friend Red Cape, all you have to do is find us on our socials. You can find me at caster.aka. You can find him at IG_Cape. So, and after this, we'll be looking at the match, or the next match. It's going to be the match of Bermuda. We're going to be having 2 different groups coming up.
I think that's going to be Group B versus D coming up, and I think from Group B we'll have teams like coming again. Blind Esports obviously at the top. From Team Group B, we have Team Elite, previous gaming never broke again, Mayhem Esports, Blind Esports and Chemin Esports coming into play for the match number 27, and they will be fighting against, let's say, for Group D, who they will be fighting against. As we talk about Group D, we have teams like TSM coming into action, UG Mania, Team AFF Esports, Team Headhunters, Team Blood Bashers, and at the same time the last team but not the least, DESI Gamers. And this is one more team you have to watch out for, Headhunters. 2 Booyahs yesterday, let's say 2 Booyahs, and I think somewhere they finished off at their 12th place in one of the matches. So somewhere they are able to create that hype, create that entire tension onto the entire number of like the 12 teams in front of them, 11 teams in front of them. They know how to keep them, how to make themselves known with 2 Booyahs. So let's see, again, they have 3 matches today, 2 matches right now, and a last match when it comes to Group B.
Yeah, but at the same time, they performed really well when it comes to the map of Kalahari. I think today they'll be playing more of Bermuda, if I'm not wrong, if this is what they're playing now.
Yes, I think Bermuda, Kalahari, and the last one is going to be again Kalahari for them.
Okay, so they performed really well in Kalahari yesterday, so they can execute that again when it comes to today's day. But at the same time, there are other teams which will be performing now. We have Never Broke again, we have PVS Gaming, we have Team Elite. I mean, when we look at all these things, there are new predictions which comes to my head yet again. Before I reveal mine, Red K, please tell me, who do you feel will be able to take the Booyah when it comes to match number 3?
I think I have opted in for Team Blind Esports, or I think I have mostly gone in for Blind Esports. We'll look onto the screens right now. Yes and no. I have gone for AFF Esports this time.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot that. The next match I have opted for Blind Esports. For this match, I'm going with AFF Esports.
Yeah, eventually AFF Esports. Somewhere I feel that this team looks promising. We'll be able to execute something good over here. But with me is going to be most of the casting desk. It's going to be T18 Gaming, it's going to be DK Official, it's going to be Oro, it's going to be Masab. Everybody is going to be vouching for Blind Esports with me. But it's going to be PVS Gaming will be vouching for PVS, and Warloop also be vouching for PVS Gaming. So hopefully we'll be able to see some PVS. Yeah, you're very much the odd one out, but still, I was the odd one out when in the first match. Nobody opted for Evil Army, but we like. Sometimes when we see the performance of the previous day, few teams are capable of doing it, and we are able to see that, yesterday I don't think AFF was able to perform that well, even though they were getting eliminated in the mid stages. Probably they'll be able to come back with a new strategy today. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully even if you are getting the predictions right and it's all happening at the English desk, I'm happy.
Well, the comeback is real. That's what AFF Esports must have, the theme. But let's see how the match turns out as we are going to enter into the map of Bermuda in the next few minutes. But as we talk about Bermuda, again, it's going to be Blind Esports coming into action. They are going to go in for that rotation. The rotations have been changing in every single match. They just don't stick to that same, like the drop location will obviously be the same, but at the same time, they know where to rotate from. They know where to go in from. But at the same time, look on to the last match point stand. That's going to be match number 26. Yes, match number 26. We have the overall point standings of match number 26 coming up on your screens right now.
And I know that it's going to be the highest number of kills being carried by the team of 4 Unknown, where we'll be able to see that they'll be on the top with 32 points and 6 kills. And I believe all 6 kills comes under only one man who was able to execute it. That's going to be Anand. Right behind them is going to be Raven Esports. Even though they were able to swoop down and get in 5 kills, they were not able to do so. Evil Army comes in, they got 2 kills, 21 points for them. Team Chaos coming in with 20 points. Enigma going in. I'm good to see that Enigma is coming in the top 5 and retaining 19 points.
And as we talk about Total Gaming Esports finishing at the 6th place with 16. Lifehackers at the 7th with 16. Again, all it comes to say is position also does matter. And as we talk about Nemesis Gaming, they're at the 8th place with 14. Team D Esports at the 9th with 7. Level Iconic with 7. Again, we have 2 teams with the same number of points. DESI and GodLike finishing off early. And I think GodLike, they were able to perform in the first match, second match a bit weak. And
they're not able to come up with the right kind of rotation when it comes to the map of Kalahari, because we all know they need to be very, very quick. And yes, we'll be looking at the MVP as always predicted. No, he's got 5 kills. So 1 is done by someone else. 4 Unknown, Anand performing really well, getting the maximum number of kills for his team, 5 kills with a total of 1925 damage. Headshots 4, and that is what he was able to connect with. With that M18 was able to do so. Assist coming out with 2. I saw that one point of time, I think Anand did cook up a grenade, but most of the firepower was done with the gun.
Well, as we look on to the top 5, we have LH Taneja, Lifehackers Taneja coming at the 2nd place with 3 kills, 2516 damage, 1 headshots and 1 assist. At the 3rd place is going to be Team Chaos Arslan with 3 kills, 1148 damage and 3 headshots and 0 assists. At the same time, we have Team D Esports Roshan with 2, 2008, 1 and 1 again.
The man to watch out for.
The man to watch out for. You have to look out for Roshan and RNSS also. RNSS is race. And as we talk about Prasanna, 2 kills, 898 damage, 2 headshots and 1 assist. So you can see how the entire team, you can see each of the players are from different teams. All the teams are able to perform it and make it towards it. All the team players are able to perform it from different teams and make it towards the top of the leaderboard of the MVP. But I'm looking for the day when all the 4 players of a single team are on the top of the leaderboard. And I think we'll be seeing it from some of the squads, like maybe 4 Unknown, PVS Gaming, Team Total Gaming, and Team Blind Esports, and somewhere I think Headhunters and
for those people who are wondering as to why Mr. Red Cape is rapping throughout the game, I think he had a double shot cappuccino before coming in. Espresso. Double shot espresso is working too much inside, my friend, that is continuously going. And the speed in which you're speaking, my friend, it's taking time for me to understand and see how things go from here on. But still, all said and done, we'll be stepping into the next map anytime soon on our screens. Before we go, I have a small thing to say. There are 2 kinds of players coming in the previous match. Roshan coming in with 2000 damage with just 2 kills. And the other side, we have Anand with 1900 damage. Lesser than him, but 5 kills. So keeping all this in our head, let's see how many kills and damages will be coming in. As we'll be looking at the flight path, as we'll be flying on Bermuda. It's going to be Blind Esports, Chemin Esports, Never Broke Again, Team Elite, PVS Gaming, Team Mayhem, AFF, Blood Bashers, DESI Gamers, TSMFTX and Headhunters with UG Mania, where they'll be flying on Bermuda, and let's see who will be clashing on the early skirmish.
Match number 27 on your screens right now, and looking onto the flight path, I think it's going to be a southern plane path coming in, starting off towards, I think it's very much close towards Shipyard. No, it's not. Yeah, it is almost close to Shipyard, but yeah, starting off at Mill, going towards Bhima Shakti Strip, ending off at Hangar, giving an advantage towards the team who wants to go towards the northern side of the map. At the same time, as we look on to Sentosa, that might create a difficult situation for teams. They'll have to go in for that zip lines again. At the same time, as we talk about team PVS Gaming, they're trying to go in for the location towards Peak. As we talk about the blue zone at Shipyard, it's going to give the advantage to team Never Broke Again, who are all the way towards there. As we talk about Blind Esports taking in a different drop location, I see BLD Akashdeep. You can see them going towards nowhere out in the open.
No, that was the solo man who chose to say that I'll play for placement points. You guys play for your kill points, and let's see how things will work out. A very new kind of a very different and a new kind of strategy coming in from their side. Or probably Mr. Akshaydeep is offline, you know, when he came into the game, due to which he's just flying away from the map itself. For now, we'll be looking at NBA taking that risk, trying to come in over here into the blue zone. We'll be getting the maximum number of firepower over here. We all know in the game of Free Fire, if you jump into the blue zone, you're gonna get a lot of guns, like 2 times the normal ones, but at the same time hoping to see a dual MAT to be coming in from the side of
Never Broke Again.
Yeah, mix from Mary X. Yeah, at least
Yeah.
a single Car 98 coming in from the side of Baka Boy, and some kills being executed, not just guns.
Well, I think Mary X was able to do some wonders yesterday. He was able to go in for some close range fights with those with the snipers in his hand, and I always trust Mary X with the snipers when it comes to team NBA. As we talk about the blue zone, they are safe right now, but let's go on to the fight that's really happening right now. DG Shanti from the AC Gamers getting spotted out in the open. It's going to be PVS Gaming coming into action. Ignite has been spotted out in the open. Insane getting spotted out. 2 players have already been dissected through by PVS Gaming. 2 players already down. The last 2 players standing is going to be Ignite. Ignite getting spotted on. 10 HP remaining. Yogi wants to go in for that push. He's going to go in for the chase onto team DESI Gamers. At the same time, Ignite trying to fall back. Insane is going to get finished off any moment right now, but at the same time, they'll have to watch out for the last player of team DESI Gamers on the right. And Ignite, Insane getting finished off. Shante is going to get finished off any moment right now. As we talk about PVS, Yogi getting knocked out. DG has made sure that they cannot come in for the chase. Yogi is going to get finished off at any moment right now. Yes, and taking that revenge right now. Ignite gets knocked off, but at the same time, Harsh has decided to play for the placement points instead of going on for that revive onto team DG Ignite.
Yeah, but eventually PVS Gaming are performing. After performing so well in the beginning, I somewhere thought that PVS Gaming is back into action, where they'll be able to take more kills in their name. But somewhere they still not stick together. They try to have a different kind of gameplay. They do not stick together. They feel that everybody are a one-man army. Sometimes it doesn't work out for you. Sometimes it works out for you. For now, it was Yogi, after getting 2 kills, playing a very ruthless game, have to say goodbye to the whole squad. And here on, it's going to be the work of Nobita, Sanjay and Eco to actually carry the team, and I'm waiting for Eco to come out and perform like how he usually does, because Eco is one such player who's capable of bringing in a wow factor for the whole squad of PVS Gaming, and that wow factor we are not able to see. I don't want to reveal more about what Eco can actually do in this tournament, because that will be like letting go of their stats, but everybody will be having their fingers crossed to see how things will go from here on.
As we look on to the placement man of Team Blind Esports, Akash is running out in the open on the beaches right now. There's a squad in front of him at Shipyard. He'll have to go in for a longer rotation, and I think the squad in front of him is going to be Never Broke Again. I think somewhere it's going to be Never Broke Again.
No,
but as we...
Headhunters.
Okay, at the same time, as we look on to Headhunters, that's a different fight at Observatory, but the Akashdeep has taken a different rotation. If you remember, he just went in for a drop location that was nowhere closer to his team. As we look on to Headhunters, they have a 4-man standing, so that gives them the man advantage. But as we look on to Team Blind Esports, they have the firepower advantage. When it comes to close range fights, you have to really watch out for Blind Esports, Akash, Akshay at the same time. As we talk about the entire gameplay, entire predictions from Team Headhunters, they have been able to perform it. They have been able to execute booyahs also. And let's go on to an instant replay from this game, where we have PVS Gaming getting multiple knocks onto team DESI Gamers, but at the same time PVS also loses one of the players. A cost of one of the players have been edited. And as we look on to Team Headhunters, we have all the 4 players still standing, and let's move on towards the match.
Yeah, but let's see how things will go from here on, as Ed Hunters will be that one team to watch out for after getting 2 booyahs in their name. They'll be slaughtered in case they get caught in between 2 teams. They're like, first let's take care of this team so that they do not get any more booyahs or placement points, because it's important for everybody else to make it into the top 6, because the teams which will be making in the top 6 at the end of the league stages will obviously make it directly into the finale. At the same time, Blind Esports, did all 4 players regroup over here? That's the biggest question for me as of now.
Almost. Yes,
they did regroup.
Finally.
They went into observatory, waited for their friend from shipyard to travel through the side of Bullseye and come in over here. But at the same time, good to see that the zone has taken a northwestern shift. It's going to favor NBA, it's going to favor HH, it's going to favor Blind Esports. But right now, I can see that Blind Esports will be the team which will be a bit more vulnerable in case they get dictated by HH Gaming. But it's not going to happen, as we can see that Akshat team is in a very different mood. Probably he had a double shot espresso just like you. He's just running around, flying here and there, driving like as if nothing bothers him. And hopefully, we'll be able to see an amazing gameplay coming in from his side.
Holding Kartolitsva, they just wants to make sure that they are at the center of the zone where all the action takes place. And let's move on towards the performance of Team Blind Esports, where when it comes to Bermuda, they have been able to execute it. You can see that 11 kills, 7 kills, and 20 kills when it comes to Bermuda. But at the same time, as we look on to Kalahari, 5, 7, and 12, that comes to say that at least 10-point average is always coming in
just by kill points.
Just by kills. So when
placement added another 5, so obviously
another 6. Obviously, let's go in for 20. They have 20 in every match because they were able to cross the 300 mark yesterday. So so it comes to say that they have their well balanced point settings coming in when
but
it comes
but
to
the thing to watch out for right now is match number 17.
19.
I don't 19. I can't see that. I don't think so that meter can go a little more further than that. It's reached this pinnacle point where it's just 20 kills coming in from their side. Like half of the room was taken from their side. TSM versus PVS is what we'll be watching out at this point of time. Eco puts up a chrono shield as well as a glue wall at the earliest. I don't understand why he could have used one at a time, but at the same time, they know better than me because I'm just a caster. But now we'll be looking at what TSM will be coming up with, because a lot of hopes coming in for the side of TSM to perform really well. But somewhere Fabindro, Old Monk and Mr. J are not able to do so. Amadron, the man who was always, feared of, from the beginning itself, is still not coming up any kind of gameplay. I believe that TSM is still saving up most of their gameplay for the finale and to make it into the, probably fight it out with 4-on for the title. Hopefully that they're doing so. We'll be looking at where the rotation is going to continue, as they're going to be pushing towards Katolistiva, where we see that it's going to be the side of Blind Esports who have already taken their position.
Well, as we look on to Team TSM FTX, the supplies have already been favoring them with 5 glue walls and 1 first aid in his hand. As we look on to the entire area of Bhima Shakti Strip, we have Team AFF Esports, UG Mania, there's PVS Gaming at the same time. We have to look out for Plantation, Klatulitswa, and at the same time we have TSM FTX. So you can see multiple number of squads, very much close range in between Plantation and Katolisva. And as we talk about Team TSM FTX, just wanting to hold the location until the zone closes in. With the zone number 1 about to close in, we'll have the zone number 2 formed in, where all the teams will be running out either towards the center or just holding it out, because advantage somewhere, I think the zone shift is gonna stick towards the northwestern shift and keep on making a concentric circles when it comes to Team TSM FTX. As we look on to Team Blood Bashers engaged in that fight with Team Mayhem Esports are at the bottom right now. They'll have to come up with something special, a different strategy, try to go in for that push at the earliest, or try to either play for the placement points. But this time, as we look on to Team BBS, they have the best advantage. 8 first aid, 6 first aid. Somewhere I think they have the best supplies advantage or farming advantage that already have in the hand.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's important for Mayhem and all the viewers to listen to this one point, that we are at the mid of the league stages officially. This is the second day and we're left out with just one more week, another day left out. So in case teams are not waking up now, I don't think it's going to be easier for them to make it into the top 6, into the finale directly. They'll have to play in for the wild card. And how many teams will be selected for the wild card and more further inquiries about that, do not forget to follow us on our socials at Snapdragon. For now, we'll be looking at things are are going to turn out, as we are waiting to see whether the zone is going to take a southern shift and favor teams like DG or CES. We can see Chemin Esports wants to come in really late inside the circle. No, it's going to be a very much a mid circle where most of the teams have already made it inside that place. It's important for Chemin Esports to come in a little late, but at the same time, Team Elite going into Shipyard at the later stages because they want to avoid the firepower coming in from the side of NBA is something to watch out for.
And as we talk about Never Broke again, they want to go in for that push on towards the outside side. I have always told that the teams can gatekeep instead of going outside the zone and taking those fights. It is much more vulnerable for them. The zone always makes them vulnerable. The zone damage also gives them the opportunity, gives the opportunity to the opposite team to just go in for that rush. Whenever you pop up a glue wall, they still know that you are also vulnerable. At the same time, the vulnerability factor depends on either side of the team. And as we look on to Team Never Broke again, they are just wanting to just hold on to the location at Plantation, and this is what I like about them, holding it together, making it towards the zone rather than taking a fight out in the open. They're gonna stay there, make sure that Team Elite does not make their way in from Shipyard towards the play zone. And as we look on to the number of teams, we still have 12 teams remaining. That comes to say that every team trying to play for the placement points when it comes to the second zone about to close in.
Yeah, we can see from the eastern side of the complete map, nobody is there apart from Chemin Esports. That gives them an advantage to come in really slow. I want to see, yes, Kaushik has got 7 grenades. He relies on grenades more than the health kits, and that is what's the best part about him. We can see that Asustar is also holding some good ones. Adam is going to be the healer for the team. Obviously, he's got 14 health kits in his name. But let's look at what Chemin Esports are able to do in this tournament so far. We are able to see in the first map itself, they were able to leave a huge impact of 8 kills. But after that, there's always been an average of 5 kills in their name. But in the map of Kalahari is where they had the best performance. Probably took the booyah. No. I think they missed a booyah or probably got the booyah where they got 9 kills in their name.
Well, I think they were very close to a booyah, but as we look on to Chemin Esports, they just wants to make their way into the zone from reverse side, making it very closely. At the same time, a fight has finally started to take place between PVS and PVS trying to go in towards, trying to take those close range fights. IDP goes in for a knock onto Team Headhunters. Raja has been knocked out, the crucial person for Team Headhunters. At the same time, giving an opening for them. As we talk about Team Elite, this is going to be, it's going to be very easy for them. At the same time, HS Asim comes into play. A beautiful grenade takes down one of the players from Team Elite. A second nade comes in. Iconic almost getting knocked out. A glue wall pops up at the both sides, and a second nade comes in. The glue wall almost about to be taken down at any moment right now. The nades being popped up at the either sides. Iconic trying to get in some knocks with those with the grenades in his hand. The glue wall comes in, spots Reaper out in the open, tries to go in for that knock. At the same time, he has to watch out for one more player from Team Headhunters who is trying to dissect Team Elite. At the same time, RDP getting knocked out. That gives them an opening. Killer is at a very low HP, and Killer trying to go in for a different angle. A nade comes in. RDP getting finished off. Headhunters have the opening. RDP getting finished off by a beautiful nade coming in at the hands of Team Headhunters. Asim, Viper and Reaper, the 3 men standing for Headhunters, have to just take down 2 players of Team Elite and make sure that...
No, at the same time, I thought that there was a point where they could execute Iconic. Eventually, they have successfully done that. Headhunters, a brand new team, a brand new strategy coming in from their side. I just love the way they were able to take this. Everybody fell back as soon as they saw the team was attacking them. Put up glue wall. They waited for Asim to do the damage. Asim was the person coming up with the grenades, trying to do most of the damage. Killer is holding that M18 in his hand. Let's see how well he's going to execute it. No, Asim will be telling a different story over here. 3 kills coming up in his name. I think it's a triple kill coming in from his side with that M10. At the same time, it's going to be the red zone who wants to sing a lullaby. For most of the teams who are inside that, it wants to put an end, because at the end of the day, we all know that the biggest sufferers for any team is going to be the team inside the red zone.
As we talk about Team UG Mania, they are just holding location near the dams. As we talk about Team PVS Gaming, they're at a close proximity trying to fight it out. Is going to be Kunal Jr. with a Groza in his hand trying to spot out again. Team PVS Gaming, VSS in his hand. It's going to be Prince. At the same time, we have a new player joining us, X-Mania from Team UG Mania Esports, and at the same time we have Mayhem finally coming into action, taking down a player from Never Broke again, has been finished off. That's going to be Abhirav, I guess, from Team Never Broke again, who has been taken down. As we look on to Team PVS Gaming at a very close proximity again, the zone number 3 about to close in the next 8 seconds, giving an advantage to most of the teams. They have to come inside the zone. These gamers have been eliminated at the same time, spotting out in the open. PVS Gaming goes in for multiple kills. Nubita trying to execute it, and yes, he gets that execution onto Chemin Esports, the last player standing standing is going to play for the placement points. The last 2 players standing for Chemin Esports is going to play for the placement points as we look on to Blind Esports. Headhunters versus Blind Esports coming into action with the 4-man standing. Blind Esports have 2 players standing. Headhunters, Reapers have been taken down. AFF Royal has been finished off. That's another fight happening between Team TSM, FTX and AFF at the same time. Blind Esports going in for that action, trying to rip them off. At the same time, AFF Esports comes into action once again. TSM FTX, the player who has knocked out, has got that revive that he needed. UG Kunal Jr. comes into action, takes down Nobita from PVS Gaming, and that's a different fight happening at a different location. Fabinzo comes up with a grenade launcher. Old Monk getting knocked out. That gives an opening for Team AFF Esports. Tyagi getting knocked out. Beautiful late, and that's going to be an end for Tyagi at the same time as we look onto the zone closing, and the zone gonna give damage to most of the players outside the zone as we look onto Team TSM FTX with the 3-man standing making their way into the zone. They'll have to watch out for all the squads out there at Bibas. Bima Shakti Strip gatekeeping them right now.
Yeah, look at what Mr. J is doing with the melee. Takes 3 people down coming in from the side of Blood Bashers, and will be really happy to see he's going to take down another player. It's going to be Liquid, but eventually he has to say goodbye over there. I think he's left out with 1 HP and probably gets eliminated as well, but very, very good gameplay coming in from the side of TSM. They every time prove that with the melee they can do some wonders as well. But Blind Esports at this point of time having the best spot in the house. It looks like my third prediction could be coming out right as well, but for now it's going to be all 4-man standing with 4 kills in the name. They know that Subu is the last man standing behind that store. I do understand why Akshadeep is still waiting rather than cooking up a grenade, but Subu on the other side is getting tagged. He'll have to move away from them because it's going to be Nivesh who's still got 10 grenades in his hand. I'm waiting for those grenades to be popped up. I know that it's 7 more teams coming still alive, but I know the number of people are also really less. Let's see whether Blind Esports will be able to make it, because on the other side Mayhem versus NBA is where we have to put our attention. I can see some hand grenades are also being used over here. Veer takes down Ninja, and from here on everything is going to be history as we're able to see that it was a hand grenade or a hand cook grenade, due to which there were some knocks coming in. Another grenade being popped up. I can't see the kill feed coming in from any corner, but still Abhiram wants to come out of the zone, tries to take the fight against the enemy itself. It's going to be Amin, the last man standing over there. A landmine doing most of the damage for Ninja. It's going to be Mayhem standing over there, but they have to make it inside the circle with left out only 1 man, I believe. NBA is making it inside the circle. He's trying to put up a grenade to confirm the kill of Nikhil. I know that Zone is going to eventually do it, but on the other side NBA will be sufferers because they have only 2 men standing and they have to fight out a lot of people.
At the same time, as we look on to Farfrost, the last player standing for Team Mayhem has to watch out for Team UG Mania coming in from the back. Here Farfrost has to go in for a push. A beautiful knock coming in at the hand of Farfrost. NBA out in the open. VRC 1000 getting tagged, but UG Mania, that's what I have been talking about. They have to watch out for UG Mania coming in from the back. At the same time, as we talk about UG Mania, they have to go in for that push on to Team Never Broke again and get those kills executed as soon as possible. As we talk about the 5 squads remaining, Blind Esports is on an action killing spree right now. Gets through, just ripples through UG Mania and gets that people taken down. Golden and Kunal Jr., the last 2 players standing for UG Mania, have to watch out for all the 4 players standing from Team Blind Esports as we look onto the zone closing, and the advantage, the full advantage of the zone at Team Blind Esports. At the same time, a grenade launcher comes in, multiple grenades being launched in by Kunal Jr. Tries to get on long, and at the same time trying it with the long range gun. He's spotting Abhay out in the open. Abhay has been knocked out, so that's going to be a kill eliminated, and that's Headhunters also getting eliminated at the same time. The last 3 squads standing is going to be UG Mania, Blind Esports. Blind Esports have to watch out for another squad coming in from the open. That's going to be Team Never Broke again. The last player standing is going to be Mariex. Mariex trying to give the cover for his team. UG Mania versus Mariex is something we have to watch out for. And UG Mania have been eliminated. A beautiful nade coming in. NBA have been eliminated, and it's a booyah for Team Blind Esports.
I'm having a very good day, my friend. I want to come on my knees and go for a dance because it's gonna be the third prediction coming in. That's a hat-trick predictions coming in from my side. That comes up to say that on this game of Free Fire somewhere, I can call myself to be evolving because that's the third prediction coming out right from my side. But at the same time, the gameplay of Blind Esports was really clever. There were some small mistakes done by them. They knew that they had control of the zone. They were very much inside the circle, but they all pushed to the corners of the zone because they had to put up a glue wall. They had to create a barrier over there so that, once they're trying to run around inside the circle, nobody's able to view them. At one point of time, I thought UG Mania, by the way they were popping up that grenade launcher, if they had connected 1 or 2 of those, that could have been the beginning of the end for Blind Esports. But on the other side, it was Mariex who was still alive with that, M82B. In case he had seen 1 or 2 people knocked out, by the snap of a finger, he would have taken at least 2 kills in his name.
Well, Maryx was not able to execute at the same time. With Aman going down, it made it a bit more difficult for him. At the same time, Aman might be like, revive me, bro, please give me that revive. But at the same time, he has to look out for multiple fights. Is something you do not opt in for the last fight. When it came to the last match also, it was important for Team TSG to stick on to one fight instead of taking 2. And as we look on to the previous match itself, we have this multiple fights coming in at the same time. Blind Esports coming into action, and AFF Esports got eliminated somewhere early, I think, somewhere in the fourth or the fourth or the fifth position, I think, if I'm correct. But at the same time, the fight between never broke again, and Mayhem lasted for so long. There were so many glue walls popping up, so many chrono shields coming up, and at the same time,
so many grenades. It was like everybody knows that, you know, we have to stay away from one another for a brief period. Let our grenadier give that kind of opening for us. Eventually, they started to throw around grenades. At the end of the day, were like, grenadier was like, "Bhai sahab, kali hai, kya wait kar rahe ho?" And then eventually they started to rush in.
Then there were landmines
and
also.
Then very clever landmine coming in from the side of Mayhem Ninja, if I'm not wrong. He was the person, he was like, it's very, very tough for us to see how things will go from here on. But now we'll be looking at the nominees of the People Choice Superstar of the Day. It's People Choice Awards. It's important for you guys to go vote out for your favorite players. We'll be selecting 3 players for you, and those 3 players are on our screens at this point of time. It's gonna be Black Tiger, the man who stood there.
Black Tiger, yes.
He was crouching amongst those places, and eventually he was able to strike when the team needed the most. After that, it's going to be Akshadeep coming in from Blind Esports, the man who was having the double shot espresso with him, going somewhere, then trying to regroup with his team, and then able to do so. And 4-0 Anand. All thanks to him for getting that booyah in Kalahari, for standing alone without M18, getting 5 kills. I believe all these 3 deserves to be. But let's see who's going to be voted. What you have to do is go to the chat section, and you'll be able to see all these 3 names pop up over there. Vote for your favorite person over there, and then you'll be able to, see who's going to be doing it.
We'll know the results
by the end
of the day. But at the same time, all you need to do is do not be biased. Go and vote it out.
Yeah, you have seen, right? You have seen all 3 players are equally capable of, getting the fame, getting their fandom. Yes. So let's see how things will go.
Well, it's time for us to take a short break now, and
we need
exciting 3 matches still remaining for league stages, week 2, day 2 again, and see you guys in a very short while. Stay tuned, do not go anywhere.
Staying connected is now more important than ever, and 5G strengthens those connections. Qualcomm's 5G leadership is supporting virtual ways of learning, even in remote areas. You'll see our 5G leadership powering always connected mobile PCs, and wherever multiplayer gaming is connecting more friends in real time. At Qualcomm, we remain focused on transforming industries, creating jobs, and supporting the economy. The invention age is here. At Qualcomm, we invented the breakthroughs that made 5G possible. That means you'll see our 5G leadership transforming industries like agriculture. The invention age is here, and it's about to change everything.
You deserve a mobile PC that's as connected as your smartphone, with battery life that can last for days. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, strut! Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Count 1, 2, 3, strut!
It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and jive.
You deserve the freedom to immerse yourself in other worlds and explore new realities. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. You deserve multiplayer games that respond at the speed of 5G. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. You deserve a camera that delivers professional image quality in any lighting condition. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. What's inside your mobile device matters.
早安，能量。你的建议书做得真好。
I'm so glad to hear it.
It's why the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform matters. Because you deserve the freedom to immerse yourself in virtual worlds and explore new realities. You deserve an intelligent camera that delivers professional image quality in any lighting condition. And a mobile PC that's as connected as your smartphone with battery life that can last for days. You deserve multiplayer games that respond at the speed of 5G.
谢谢 Daniel。
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
And you deserve the ability to stream crisp, high-resolution videos in more places anytime with 5G. You deserve all the best 5G experiences. That's why your devices deserve the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform.
It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and jive. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and jive. Wanna step into the party and jive. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and jive.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there's another two coming up on our screen, on my mouth, and that's going to be the second half of the day. So
you're just going to be obsessed with 2 the entire day, aren't you?
Probably. From the time I saw the time struck 2:22 in the afternoon on the 22nd of September, I realized it was the second season of Qualcomm, and we have entered the second week, and we're going to be doing the second day, and it's going to be match number 2.
No, it's going to be match number 4.
Oh, match number 4.
Obviously, you can go in with 2 square. So yeah.
We are almost there. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after a short break. This is going to be Arka. With me is going to be Red Cape. We are the only two who's going to be left out on the English desk for you to keep you entertained throughout the tournament itself. But for now, what an amazing day it has been for me. What is an amazing day it has been for the fans of Free Fire. 3 predictions of mine coming right at the same time. 3 of the most amazing games we were able to witness. One taken by Evil Army on the first match. Second one, as always, for unknown. The winners of Kalahari, the Kings of Kalahari, taking it. On the third, it's going to be Blind Esports and the previous game doing an amazing job. For now, we'll be stepping into the next one where it's going to be Group B versus Group D. On Group B, we have Team Elite, PVS Gaming, Never Broke Again, Team Mayhem, Blind Esports and Chemin Esports coming in from Group B, and they'll be facing off Group D. And mind you guys, this is going to be the map of Kalahari.
And in Group D, we'll have TSM, FTX, UG Mania, AFF Esports, Headhunters, Bled Bashers, and the DESI Gamers coming into action. And this time, it's again the same match between Team Group B and DWeb Group B. From Group B, we had we had Blind Esports coming into action and getting that booyah executed. I want to see the overall point standings of the last match. We'll know it for sure in the match itself. And as we talk about Group D, we have TSM, FTX coming again. This B and D is just getting me so much confused, like BD. At the same time, when we talk about...
It's tough for us to actually come. Yeah, it's tough for us suddenly because throughout the day after speaking so much and suddenly you get a tongue twister where your tongue is almost dead. That is when, actually we get to know what kind of casting we actually do. But for now, looking back at how the day has gone through, even though, it was different teams taking booyahs, it looks like the tournament is starting to be more predictive. Speaking about predictions, we'll be looking at, let's see who's going to be the predictions in the other desk and ours as well for the next map coming on our screens, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to opt for Team Blind Esports. At the same time, Arka is going with AFF Esports, and joining with you is going to be Monish Naik from the Hindi desk with AFF Esports. As we look on to Blackbeard from the Hindi desk, we have Team Elite. TSM FTX being opted in by the Tamil desk and the Telugu desk, and at the Telugu desk we also have PVS Gaming be opted by PVS Gaming, and joining me will be DK Official from the Telugu desk going in for Blind Esports. So we can see two TSM FTX, two Blind Esports, two AFF Esports, one Team Elite and one PVS Gaming coming into action. So it can be an unpredictable match when it comes to Kalahari, because when we see in Kalahari, Blind Esports are opting in for the duplication of command post, and they literally have to just wait it out there somewhere whenever the zone predicts them, then the zone favors them. Blind Esports have been able to do it out, and if your prediction comes true, AFF Esports taking it home, then that's going to be a 4 predictions right for him, and I want your wings to be clipped.
I won't be able to digest that.
I want your wings to be clipped in this match. So let's see how the match is going to start, and it's going to be the map of Kalahari. It's going to start in a few seconds, but at the same time, which team do you think will be the extraordinary team, apart from the ones we have opted for, the ones who will stand out giving us an extraordinary performance?
Yeah, from B and D, I think the next team which can actually give us that kind of an performance, I believe, is going to be Headhunters. Because in the map of Kalahari, they've understood to how go around with the locations, and they're doing an amazing job. Last time it's going to be Blind Esports, Chemin Esports, Never Broke Again, Team Elite, PBS Gaming, Team Mayhem, AFF, Blood Bashers, DESI Gamers, TSM, Headhunters, as UG Mania. All of them will be flying in the flight path, which is going to be going above the map of Kalahari, and let's see where the drop locations will be of most of the teams. For now, we're able to see that it's going to be going above Refinery. I can see Stone Ridge coming in. Yes, it's going to be right to the center of the map this time, making sure it's diagonally cut. So making sure that all of them have a higher advantage. But the team going into Santa Catarina will obviously have a higher advantage. And that team which has chosen to go there is going to be UG Mania. And they'll be really happy about that performance, because Armageddon is going in solo trying to get inside Santa Catarina, and how well things are going to be for him as well.
As we look on to Mammoth, it's going to be Team Never Broke Again. Blind Esports always goes in for the drop location. But I think Nivesh is trying to contest Refinery right now, trying to go in for a close range fight. I think that might be a bad decision. At the same time, he has decided to fall back and go and group up with the same. As we look on to Shubu from Blood Bashers Esports, also at the same, almost at the same place. As we look on to Foundation, we have AFF Esports and DESI Gamers very close to each other, and that might be the first fight we'll have to look out for. As we look on to the remaining squads, all of them have decided to not clash against each other's drop location. As we look on to Shanti with an AK in his hand, already getting that loot that he needs, and spotting a player from AFF Esports is going to be Ignite, trying to go in for that push. At the same time, DESI Gamers Insane has also spotted a different player. Tags have been coming in. I think a player of AFF Esports have been tagged at this moment. But as we look on towards DESI Gamers, it would be much recommended for them to fall back and get some supplies, or try to get some get the farming done before going in towards that fight onto AFF Esports, because we have seen DESI Gamers getting wiped out completely just because they ran out of supplies in the eventual stages and stuff. As we look on to Rahil with a Vector in his hand, he knows that there's a player in front of him that's going to be Ignite trying to fall back, making sure he has a cover. That's going to be the tower coming into play, and at the same time has decided to fall back and is at safety right now. As we talk about AFF Esports, all the 4 players, the loot is very less. They have to go in for the loot.
Exactly. That was my point. The reason why they have to change their location from here is because they need some kind of loot. But at the same time, Pawan and Tyagi are jumping into the jaws of Mayhem at this point of time, and in case Mayhem sees them over here, I think that could be the beginning of the end for the for the team of AFF. For now, we are able to see that it's going to be Tyagi will be wanting to fall back. No, Pawan. Oh, they're going to go to Holdhampton. I'm so sorry. Somewhere I felt that they were trying to push in towards Shrines, but it's going to be Holdhampton. He detects Nikhil coming out in the open. Pawan had a shot. He could have taken the shot against him, but doesn't see him at the right spot, due to which, Nikhil is going to live to say another story. He's going to come up with Ninja, both of them coming pretty much closer to AFF at this point of time. We know that, AFF are capable of actually taking this fight to the enemies or straight on, but I don't know whether they'll be able to do so because Pawan looks to be vulnerable. Even though he's the scout, he's able to see Far Frost, still not taking shots, and that is what I was speaking about them. Eventually Chrono Shield comes up. The detection of AFF has already come in against the side of Mayhem.
But before that, let's look on to the match standings of the match number 27, where we have Blind Esports with the booyah in the hand with 42 points, making on the top of the leaderboard. Never Broke Again following with 25 at second place. We have UG Mania at the third place with 23, Headhunters at the fourth place with 21, Chemin Esports at the fifth with 16, and that comes to show that Blind Esports already makes the marks when it comes to the entire point standings. As we look onto the fight again between Team Mayhem, and there's just a Scott just in front of them they have to watch out for, and Abhirav is going for a different angle, or trying to, he will be the one playing for the placement points from his team if the team of Team Mayhem gets wiped out. At the same time, AFF Esports is looking stronger this time, and Far Frost spots Pawan out in the open, trying to get a knock, and a knock has come in at the final time, and Tyagi is knocked out on his knees right now, getting that revive. M249 coming into action, machine gun put it towards full advantage, getting the knock onto Tyagi. Tyagi has one first aid kit in his name. No, that's Rahil right now with one first aid kit, so Tyagi does not have any supplies on him. It was much more beneficial for them if they had just gone in for the supplies before taking the fight onto Team Mayhem.
But look at what the Lurking King is doing behind. There's one player of Mayhem coming in from behind. That's going to be Abhirav, and he's waiting to connect the shot against Tyagi and give it the opening. Ninja is going to be cooking a grenade, but realizes it's not going to be easier for them, and it's going to be important for Ninja to also come in with a different kind of angle. It's going to be a close range fight. Pawan gets taken down. This could be the beginning of the end for AFF Esports at this point of time, because we all know that they're lacking loot at this point of time. They need to farm much more better. It's just that from the beginning they were getting tagged. It's going to be tough for Tyagi to remain over there. Tyagi gets taken down, and a grenade is going to connect against Kanishk. So the last man standing will be trying to run away, and I don't think Mayhem is going to stop themselves from chasing him down and ruthlessly slaughtering him out, because they need those kill points. That is what Mayhem is actually lagging in the game.
Well, as we look on to Mayhem, they are off to a good start. As we talk about AFF Esports, Rahil, the last man standing with one first aid and two glue balls in his hand, decides to play for the placement point for his team. And at the same time, we are going to look on to the fight between Team PVS Gaming and Go going in for that revive onto a player. That's going to be Yogi, who has been knocked out by Team Never Broke Again. Knock comes in. Ecobo has been knocked out. 2 knocks. PVS Gaming looking very vulnerable right now. There's an opening for Never Broke Again. Ecobo has been finished off. Sanjay is a man standing there. Yogi gets finished off. So Sanjay, and I think there's one more player from Team Sanjay and Nobita, 2 players standing from Team PVS Gaming, who have to hold it off or play a 2v4 right now against Team Never Broke Again. Never Broke Again also coming into action after a lot of days. We have been able to see them trying to perform it, but this is the opening they might have waited for, as they are able to dissect through Team PVS Gaming, one of the strongest teams in the match. And as we look on to Nobita, still holding his location, being surrounded by all 3 players. 3 players pushing in from different angles, and it might be a good call from Sanjay to try to fall back and play for the placement points. At the same time, getting spotted. Long range fight coming in. Mary X with a Groza in his hand, trying to use it as a sniper. Get some tags onto Nobita. At the same time, Nobita has to watch out for VRC 1000, who's going into for the push. At the same time, Aman also comes in for the backup, and Barca Barata also a very close range. So it's going to be difficult for Nobita to pull a 1v3. At the same time, Nobita comes in for the close range fight. VRC 1000 gets knocked out. Nobita just holding it out, trying to go in for that kill. He might go in for that finish at the same time, but the revive comes in at the same time, and there's a backstab coming in from DESI Gamers. Ignite coming in, and that's a kill executed by DESI Gamers. Ignite. NBA tried to steal that kill at the same time. DESI Gamers coming in as a disguise for Team NBA. NBA are still strong with all the 4 men standing at the same time. PVS Gaming getting slaughtered. The last player standing, Sanjay, deciding to fall back and play for the placement point for his team.
Yeah, now this is what I want to watch. It's going to be Chemin Esports versus Team Elite, which is going to take place right in front of us. Some good grenadiers are there on either side. Some good snipers are there on either side. A good escape coming in from the side. It's going to be Killer, who's taking the higher angle. He wants to see where the enemies are coming in from. Jaunty is taking a push against Aim God. Kaushik on the other end has a high ground advantage, so he knows where the enemies are coming in from. Or at the same time, it's going to be Kaushik who will be paying the price. Asim is the person coming in from behind. Headhunters have come in to play a different story over here. Jaunty gets a bit more closer over there. He's going to be confirming Aim God anytime soon. Asustar has a lot of job to do over here, and he comes up, he takes down Iconic, but he's left out with 1 HP, and this is when the slaughter happens against them. But it's going to be RDP and Killer who will be saving their teammates, and that probably is the end of Chemin Esports.
I think they have 3 kills in the name, and 1 kill was executed on some other team.
Headhunters.
Yes, Headhunters could have taken the advantage of the situation and come in from the backhand, able to execute them. As we talk about Team Blind Esports, they are at a very close range with Team Blood Bashers. As we look on to Shubhu running out in the open, Nimesh spots him out in the open. A beautiful tag coming in. Shubhu has been tagged out around 70, loses about 30 HP, still at 70 HP, loses again, gets knocked out by Abhay. Abhay is a man who does not miss it out, and at a different angle, Abhay comes in, goes in for that finish. At the same time, spots Aryan out in the open. Licky has been spotted on Edward. All the three players exposed out in the open, trying to run out in the open and make their way out of command post. If you try to come near command post, Blind Esports is already waiting for there. Already with their ambush, they have set it up that if you come near command post, we are already there for you. As we look on to Team Blood Bashers, Aryan and Licky have decided to take a different rotation, a longer rotation towards the zone. As we talk about the zone number 2 about to close in the next 1 minute and 30 seconds and 1 minute and 10 seconds, we still have 11 teams and 37 players remaining with Blind Esports with 1 kill in the name already just gonna hold into the location of command post until and unless the zone shifts over from them.
Yeah, let's see how things will turn out. For the first time, I'm able to see some other teams performing really well. They are trying to show around that, this is not the game just for those people who have already made a mark. This is the game for us as well. It's going to be TSM trying to run out in the open. Could be assaulted from the side of Blood Bashers who are right behind them, but Blood Bashers do not choose to do so. Old Monk looks at launchers, feels like a kid, wants to go jump from that. Let's see whether he'll be able to do so as getting a bit more closer to those launchers, and I believe they're wanting to choose it as well. But no, they're going to be betraying my expectations, and they're gonna go back and get some loot.
No, they're still deciding whether to go or not. Yes, no, and it's finally your expectation coming into action. Team and TSM FTX have decided to take the launchers and make their way eventually into the zone, and somewhere they'll have to watch out for the teams like Headhunters who are already holding location and Blind Esports who are already holding command post. At the same time, as we look on towards command post, we have Team UG Mania also coming very, very close by, and it's time to look at the MVP of the last match. And I think somewhere we are having Blind Esports. Abhay might come out in the top. Yes, it's Akashdeep actually with 5 kills, 1090 damage and 4 headshots. The man who's able to do miracles with the sniper in Season 2 is none other than Akashdeep. In Season 1, he had Mary X who was able to do the same thing with the snipers, but this time it's Akashdeep, and the man with the grenades is going to be Nivesh. So these two players from Blind Esports makes the team very much strong. At the same time, at the close range, we have Akshay also coming into action. So you can say that Abhay also coming into action, and when it comes to Ginotra, you know how the man is able to execute the entire team, and he's a man who's able to pull off 1v4s at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time, UG have to make it inside the circle anytime soon. They do not realize Kalahari's zones are really vulnerable and fatal. Now, they're making a mistake of taking the same launchers which TSM had taken. They're planning to get inside sub and then make it inside the circle. How well of a rotation will that be for the team of UG Mania? Because they have to understand that there are 2 teams at Refinery who are trying to gatekeep them. And we are able to see that, UG Mania will be getting a bit more closer to another team which is right below them. And that's going to be Blood Blasters at the side of sub. And I know that at command post there's another team. So this is going to be a circle which is going to predict a lot of game.
How did Blood Bashers not spot the entire team flying in just in front of, on the top of them, and they are just letting it go? At the same time, we have the zone formed in zone number 4.
No, they have not.
Oh my goodness, we have the danger zone coming in. The entire zone has been covered in danger, and TSM FTX have the advantage as well as Team DESI Gamers. As we look on to Team Headhunters, already holding location in Refinery, holding it out. They're gonna play it pretty much safe. As we look on to Team DESI Gamers, there is a three-team standoff happening between Team NBA, Never Broke Again, UG Mania, and Team DESI Gamers. As we look again towards Team Elite, they are gonna go in towards Refinery and fight it off against Team Headhunters, already holding location. As we look on to Team Blood Bashers, they are just holding it safe. At the same time, there's another fight happening between Team NBA, that's going to be Never Broke Again, and Team UG Mania. UG Mania made their way towards the zone, but still they'll have to almost make it and fight it out in the open when they make it towards the 4th zone, as the 3rd zone starting to close in the next 10 seconds, with still 11 teams training. All the teams trying to play for the placement points with either one player standing at the same time.
Yeah, and look at what the zone is favoring. It's favoring the small ridge next to Refinery, and we know that there's a team which is already holding it out. It was not necessary for UG Mania to actually taunt NBA before making it inside the circle, but they've already done it, due to which they might pay the price, because the team which actually has an higher advantage over here will obviously be NBA, because I can see some grenade launchers in hand, I can see some good snipers coming in. Killer on the other side has a different story to say against the side of Headhunters, and finally there are some kills being executed covered over here. Mayhem Liquid comes up a bit more closer, gets detected by Ignite, eventually gets taken down, but will be confirmed by someone else. It's going to be Team Elite trying to push in and take a command over Refinery. And let's see where Fabindro comes up with a good grenade launcher, taking down 3 to 4 players of Mayhem. And let's see how things will go from here on.
Mayhem getting finished off at the same time. As we look on to Refinery, there are 3 squads at the same time. A beautiful nade comes at the hands of Iconic, trying to go in for the knock. Yes, AFF Esports have been eliminated at the same time. Headhunters, Maimuguda has been knocked out. The last 2 players standing. Last 2 players standing for Headhunters is going to be Raja. And outside the zone, the fight is still happening. Iconic getting spotted on. A nade has popped in from Asim. The nade's almost trying to take a knock, and Maimuguda getting finished off. So that gives an opening for Team Elite to go in for the push. At the same time, Raja tries to fall back. Asim tries to heal up to his full potential. At the same time, they are being chased by Team Elite, and they have to leave Refinery and make their way into the zone. At the same time, drop damage comes in onto both of the players, Raja and Asim. They are just gonna hold it out. When Team Elite is gonna go in towards the zone, they'll have to eventually make their way into the zone. That's when they have to just slaughter them out in the open. As we talk about Blind Esports, that's a very close proximity to them. They also have looking out for the teams coming in from Refinery, trying to gatekeep them. At the same time, making their way into the zone. They have 8 teams still remaining. Blind Esports coming into action. TSM FTX Abhay has been knocked out. Killer spotting Nivesh out.
Nice.
Going in for that knock, trying to go in for that finish, but a beautiful cover is already there for them. Abhay getting spotted off. TSM FTX Fabindra has been finished off. 2 players from TSM FTX getting finished off. At the same time, a beautiful knock coming in. Killer getting knocked out from the play zone. The play zone taking the maximum toll. At the same time, as we talk about Chonte making the way in the zone, they still have to fight against Team Headhunters, who are already holding location. Blood Bashers is gonna use Aryan right now towards the zone, and as we talk about Team Blood Bashers, they're getting eliminated at the hands of Team TSM FTX.
But let's see how things will turn out, because that zipline from Refinery can actually do a lot of changes in the game. It's going to be 2 teams who are actually dominating over here. I know it's going to be Headhunters on one side, and on the other side it's going to be the team of Blind Esports. But at the same time, Team Elite have somehow made it inside the circle. Eventually will be tagged in the face, and 1 more kill will be in the name of Asim. Asim has to watch out for the grenade, which could be cooked by Iconic at this point of time. He's got the Woodpecker. He's not going on to show out his location, and that's the best part. He wants to take another rotation away from there. He wants to make it inside the circle, but DG on the other side. DESI gamers are like, wait, where are you running? Because my bullet is coming into your face. And for now, let's see whether Headhunters will be able to do something special, because it's going to be Blood Bashers versus PVS Gaming versus DG, which will predict the winners, with UG Mania still alive below the Refinery.
As we look on to the 4 players of DG Gamers still standing, they have to fight against the 4-man standing of UG Mania also at the same time. And looking on to PVS Gaming, there's this man, solo man standing, that's going to be Sanjay. He's just going to hold his location, and at the same time, there's again TSM FTX Old Monk, the man with the melee, coming in with a machete in his hand. He might go in for the kill. Let's see if he's able to execute it. At the same time, Headhunters getting eliminated, Blood Bashers Ginotra going in for a nade, and PVS Gaming also eliminated, getting eliminated at the 5th place. The last 4 squads standing is going to be Team TSM FTX. At the same time, as we look on to Old Monk going in for the close range with the melee in his hand, trying to get in for the knock. Coming in from the action is the backstab coming in. Old Monk goes in for a grenade launcher, and that's the end for TSM FTX. At the same time, DG is able to execute those kills. DESI Gamers gets all the 3 kills in the aim with a beautiful nade going in. At the same time, the last 3 squads standing is going to be UG Mania versus Blind Esports versus Team DESI Gamers, and Blind Esports, Abhay has been knocked out. Abhay getting finished off with the hand of DESI Gamers, Shante, and this is the opening. DESI Gamers have been waiting for Akash. These spots UG Kunal out in the open, goes in for a nade. Glue walls popping at the same time. A close range fight between Akash Deep. You have to really watch out for Akash Deep as a man. You have to watch out for as Ginotra comes into action. Akash Deep comes into action. 2 players have been knocked out. Nivesh getting finished off at the same time. It's a 2v4 situation. The last 2 players standing for Blind Esports have to pull it out for the team. The nade, the fall damage might come in for Team DESI Gamers, but at the same time, a beautiful IQ has been used while they were coming down. At the same time, this is going to be a very close fight coming in. Blind Esports, Ginotra going in for that push. At the same time, Insane comes in from the back. Let's see if he's able to pull it off. Ginotra goes in, gets a knock. Ginotra has been knocked out from the play zone. The last player standing is going to be Shanti. Shanti just holding his location, trying to heal it up, and that's going to be a beautiful booyah going in for Team DESI Gamers. Just the last player, Shanti just holding it out there, healing it up for himself and getting the booyah in his name.
Yeah, but that was a very, very clever gameplay coming in from the side of DESI Gamers, because they knew that, we have man advantage. All we have to do is do not let Blood Bashers take that healing ability. If they can restrict them from getting healed, then it's going to be easier for them, because they all knew that all they had to do was give complete healings into the hands of Insane. Probably Insane was the person who was standing on the top.
Shanti, DG Shanti.
So most of
Shanti.
it, they
Shanti.
knew that it was easier for him to go in for a heal battle. He was very well healed. The rest was taken care over there. But what actually worked out for Desi Gamers this time is the way they were able to take that rotation and hold that very good spot on the top of Refinery. They knew that once the zone is going to shift over here, all we have to do is make sure nobody comes in with the zip line, because there are no more grappler guns when it comes to the map of Kalahari,
Well, yes.
where you can jump in. It's all about zip lines, and they knew that nobody has to come in from zip lines. And at the end of the story, with all 4 men standing, they took advantage of it and played an amazing game.
I think somewhere Blind Esports had the advantage. They did take down 3 players of Desi Gamers, but at the same time, they could not go out and just scout out for Shanti. Shanti just was staying up there looking at the action and was like, you guys fight it out. I'll heal it up sitting up here. Whatever is happening, I'm just going to make fun of you guys. And at the same time, getting that booyah in the name. Very close call for Blind Esports. I think somewhere Blind Esports will be still at the top of the leaderboard when it comes
Because
to
of the kills?
Kills, yes, because of the kills.
I think there was one more team which actually got some really good kills. I think Desi Gamers
again got a lot of number of kills.
Number of kills because of the grenades.
The nade goings in onto UG Mania and TSM FTX. 3 players, 3 kills right there. Just free kills in front of them. They made sure to execute them. With the always altitude advantage gives you the advantage. Like
when it comes to Kalahari,
When it comes to Kalahari, you stay on the top, you get those kills, you get the booyah in your name.
Yeah, but eventually it's not just staying on the top and getting those kills. It's also about
zone
heal
favoring.
battles. The zones favoring you when it comes to the map of Kalahari. Due to the small, map itself, it's going to be very tough for them. But at the end of the day, what a good day it has been. New teams coming up to take booyahs every single time. There's no been a repetition so far. Somewhere we thought that Blind will be getting the second one, but eventually Desi Gamers came out to give a very, very different note. At the end, was able to get that booyah in their name. This is just, it was like, what do I say? The 4th game turned out to be a little more unpredictable, but let's see what's going to happen. We are left out with 2 more maps of the day, and let's see which are the teams which will be facing off in the next 2 matches, which will be coming on our screens anytime soon.
Well, I think it's going to be Group A versus C coming in for the next match in the map of Bermuda. Let's see which teams are going to be facing off. From Group A, we will have teams like
Total Gaming coming inside. It's going to be Team Chaos, Raven Esports, Level Iconic, Life Hackers, and Team D Esports. And this time it's going to be the map of Bermuda. So we'll have to come up with new predictions for sure, because it's not going to be easier for them or any team to actually go in and get booyahs in their name, because we all know everybody are a wounded lion over here. At the same time, we have from Group C 4 unknown: Enigma Gaming, TSG Gaming, Nemesis, GodLike, and Evil Army. I have a strong feeling that Enigma can actually take this home. So let's see how things will go from there on.
And as we look on to Group C, again we have 4 unknown coming in. So when it comes to 4 unknown and Total Gaming, this time I want to opt in for a different thing. Can you give me a rough idea which team I might be going in for?
Probably you'll be going in for TSG.
No. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's again
Raven.
No, you just said it. You almost said it, and I heard you saying that.
TSG.
No,
Enigma.
No, you said after TSG and before Raven Esports, and you are like, no.
Total.
Yeah, I'm going for Total Gaming this time, but
okay.
and this time I think you are opting in for Total Gaming as well. I think.
No, I'll be sticking on to Enigma Gaming, because the kind
choice.
of rotation they had in the first match, everything was working out for them. They came into the top 5. I believe they have that capability of taking the team into a booyah as well. Yeah, it's just that Gaudru needs to be covered really well. He shouldn't be executed in the beginning. At the same time, we are able to see RNS pretty much slowing down, trying to play for placement points, which is actually good at. So let's see how things will go on for Enigma Gaming. My prediction is going to be Enigma. From you, it's going to be Total Gaming. But the rest of the predictions will be coming on our screens on the Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu desk. In case you guys have your predictions to be put up, all you have to do is go down to the chat. Let's see whether your predictions come out true.
Well, for the last match, I knew that your prediction going to go wrong, so I wanted your wings to be clipped, and it was actually. And I think nobody opted in for team AFF Esports. No, that was
me
team.
And one from English, the Indie desk also voted for AFF Esports.
But I think
Desi Gamers were not selected, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. So Arca is just satisfied with his triple hat-trick coming in.
Yeah, and I have the rest of the day. I want to vouch out for those teams who actually have a good opportunity of taking it home. I hope that Enigma Gaming can do something special over here. Rotations coming out right. Probably it's the long rotations which is not affecting them. Farming needs to be a little more stronger. But let's see what the new lineup will be able to do when it comes to the map of Bermuda.
and it's about time to go into the match, and let's see how the teams are gonna turn up, because when it comes to Total Gaming, they are the wounded lions when it comes to Group A versus C. And looking on to Group A versus C, we also have teams like DESI, Army, Nemesis. Nemesis is somewhere at the second page, if I'm correct. Yes, Nemesis at the second page. And as we look on to Enigma Gaming, we have GodLike Esports. GodLike, they
performed really well in the previous game.
They performed really well in day 2. They were able to perform it. Now we are looking on let's look up at the caster prediction from the other decks also. And somewhere I think the Hindu desk is gonna opt in for Total Gaming with me. Let's see, Total Gaming coming in, just me and Aka. You also opted for Total Gaming. I knew it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, from the English desk we both are
so
and looking on
that is the reason why I said Enigma Gaming. I'll go with Enigma Gaming probably in the next match if possible, because this is the map of Bermuda where I'm able to see them. But yeah, one thing is for sure, Total Gaming do have that opportunity of taking it home. Not you and me, even Warloop thinks that Total Gaming will be the right kind of team to go in. Previous Gaming comes in, it's going to be from Team D Esports, and then I believe 4 Unknown is being chosen by DK Official and T18 Gaming. I do understand that 4 Unknown will try to come up with a strategy, but they're not understanding. Just like in the map of Kalahari, it's not like easy for them to take a quick rotations because of the small terrain. They try to execute the same kind of rotation when it comes to Bermuda. It's a bigger space. If you try to run away from one space, by the time you reach the other one, there's a huge open field. To cover that is going to be tough. All you have to do is take in an early rotation, or make sure that you come in really late into the circle where you'll be able to take down enemies in front of you.
But when we talk about real rate rotations, it does cost a lot of supplies as well. Damage is from the zone taking most of the advantage. The MVP of the match is the zone. That comes up when we talk about it. And let's see how the match turns up as we are going into the match in the next few minutes. But at the same time, I think 4 Unknown, when it comes to the map of Bermuda, is going to look a bit weaker compared to what we have been seeing. But let's say if they're able to bounce back, they're gonna go in for that same drop location of Shipyard where they have held on to. Let's see if someone else wants to contest them for this drop location. But as we look on towards the rest of the teams, the first zones are going to be a bit more slower compared to the second ones. Let's look up on the teams who will be joining us for this match. As we look up on the flight path in a few seconds, the teams joining us will be Lifehackers, Level Iconic, Team D Esports, Raven Esports, Team Chaos, Total Gaming Esports, 4 Unknown, Enigma Gaming, Nemesis Esports, GodLike Esports, DESI Army, Evil Army, and these are the 12 squads who will be joining us at the same time.
Yeah, and let's see how things will be. This is the 29th match on week 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see that ultimately we are able to see some good teams performing. There are few teams who are proving themselves as to why they are invited in the Pro Series. The flight path seems to be going a little bit to the northeastern side, to be specific, starting off at Mill, ending up somewhere on top of Hangar, and that comes up to say that teams who want to go into Sentosa have a long journey to do. At the same time, they have to land themselves to the zip lines to make it down below. And I know that Evil Army's drop location has always been there. At the same time, DSG, there's going to be Ojasvi who's going to be falling back a little to check who are falling pretty much close to them so that they can go in. But Evil Army have to make their journey a bit more faster and earlier. Godel is also coming a bit more closer towards Fake near Kota Tua. I can see a small group over there. I think that skirmish line is going to be something to watch out for. 4 Unknown again going into the side of Shipyard. And I just hope this time they won't get slaughtered by the team, which always comes in over there and makes sure that they pay the price, because
Team D Esports.
Open, it's an open ground and they always got slaughtered.
Well, as we look onto the blue zone, no team has opted to go in for the blue zone, so that's something new I have to watch out for. As we look onto 4 Unknown, Anand trying to get those loots stacked up, and this time I hope that they get engaged in that fight against Team D Esports, who are trying to close in on towards them. RNSS almost inside Shipyard right now. He's just gonna go in with whatever supplies he has, or just the level of confidence you can see. He just has a UMP in his hand and he just wants to go in for the push.
Yeah, I don't know how well of that is going to turn out for him for now, because it's important. The previous time he held an angle which was impossible for them to take him down. That is going to be in the top of the craters, but top of the containers. But this time he's come up on the ground, and we all know that 4 Unknown are pretty much good when it comes to a close range battle, head-on frontal battle. So that could be a mistake for them. At the same time, I did see somebody from D Sports already being tagged by someone far away. So that comes up to say that 4 Unknown Unknown already realized that Team D Esports is going to push against them. They're going to come in from a different angle. They're going to divide themselves and try to come in from a different angle. It's going to be RNS who went in. Amitwala also came in. They're like, find out where this 4 Unknown are. Let's try to slaughter them. But 4 Unknown are nowhere in the picture.
4 Unknown just wants to make sure that they are nowhere nearby when it comes to Team D Esports. They are just sticking on for the same strategy when it comes to Team D Esports, and 4 Unknown make sure that they leave none of the players behind, already moving in for that rotation, and then they will be eventually fighting it out, but just don't want to take that risk. As we look on to Roshan, the last player standing for his team, last player from Team D Esports who has to regroup with his team, will make his way eventually into the zone. As we look on to team number 11 and 7, they're also at a very close proximity. There are a lot of squads at the northwestern side. A lot of squads have decided to take an observatory. At the same time, when it comes to Team Chaos and 4 Unknown, they have to literally watch out again, because 4 Unknown coming in from one squad, coming in from the hands of coming in apart from Team D Esports, so they have to look out for 2 squads at the same time. It is better for them to fight it out against one of them, and I think Team Chaos might find themselves facing off against the champions of Season 1 any moment, because the rotation that Team 4 Unknown has opted right now has to make their way towards Graveyard, or have to go in for a very longer rotation that might cost them time and supplies as well.
But I don't think so, it's going to cost them much, because I've seen that side of the terrain always gives you a small opening to make it inside the circle, depending on where the circle is going to happen. If it's on the southern side, obviously, they're going to have a hard time, and then they'll have to face it out. But let me remind you, all they have to do is cross Katulistiva or probably move towards Hangar and make it inside Clock Tower, and that's going to be much more easier for them to make it inside Peak in case the circle is happening at mid. In case it's lower, the zone is happening at the southern side, then it could be a problem, as you had speculated.
With 5 seconds remaining for the zone to close in, and let's see if 4 Unknown are able to make it. Bullseye right now is in the hands right now. They'll hold the location just till the zone forms in. At the same time, as we look on to Radhe TKR, he still has just 1 grenade in his hand. He just wants to stack up on the maximum number of grenades he can, because we have been able to see him executing maximum number of kills with those grenades. As we look upon the zone, a centered zone, every team has the advantage except for, I think, Evil Army, Team TSG Army, Total Gaming. Somewhere they have a split gameplay coming in at the side of River side, so they are almost inside the zone. And as we look on to Team Raven Esports, they will be making their way in towards the zone from the blue zone, and Team Chaos have opted to go in for that launchers and make their way inside the zone. As we talk about 4 Unknown, still holding location at Bullseye, wanting to play it a bit safe, wanting to get a booyah in this match so that they could push themselves up towards the top of the leaderboard this time. Let's see if they are able to pull it off.
Yeah, at the same time, we have to realize this, that GodLike was trying to push towards Enigma Gaming somewhere at the southern side. I believe it was somewhere at Factory, if I'm not wrong. They were able... No, Mass Electric is where they were trying to push in. Enigma Gaming choosing to go to the corners of the zone. Probably they'll be able to, execute something good over here. At the same time, let's not forget that, Total Gaming will be coming up with a different kind of rotation when it comes to this game. Because they do realize that, they have that firepower. As we were speaking about GodLike versus Enigma Gaming, there's another team who have come up a bit more closer to sing another song. Let's see who's that team gonna be. As for now, Enigma Gaming is on the top. They don't have to worry about anything else, because Nemesis versus GodLike is what they'll be having to watch at the best part of the house.
Nades might come in anytime right now at the hands of GodLike Esports, who's just waiting it out, and at the same time there will be a different squad closing in onto them. Nemesis, GodLike. Okay, there's one more squad, right? There are three squads coming in. Nemesis, GodLike, and who's at the top right now? Enigma. So 3 squads fighting it off against each other, just facing up, looking and teasing each other at the same time. And it comes in. 2 players have been knocked out. DNRSS, Black Shirt, 4 Unknown are back in the action. That's going to be Radhe Thakur going into for a nade spam right now. The Chrono Shield is almost down, and the revive comes in for them at the perfect time. But at the same time, Unknown goes 4 Unknown. Anand goes in for the push. A second nade being cooked on by Radhe TKR. The nade's almost about to be connected, and yes, the knock comes in. RNSS has been knocked out again. Another nade pops in, and that's going to be another knock coming in. My goodness, first blade has been executed. Another nade comes in. Amitwala is knocked out. The last player standing for Team D Esports is going to be Roshan. He's trying to fall back, play for the placement point for this team. At the same time, Total Gaming getting eliminated at the hands of Team Elite, and that's an opening for Team Elite with all the 4 players standing 4 kills. 4 Unknown Esports executing 3 kills already in the name, and the last player standing for Team D Esports is going to go for the placement points.
Oh my goodness, I had missed this 4 unknown in the map of Bermuda, but eventually they were able to come back and they were able to execute some good things over here. Roshan will be the last man standing, coming in from the side of Team D Esports, who will be running behind, and it looks like 4 unknown have taken revenge and taken him out, but eventually Roshan used the launchers to get away from there, or probably, used a grenade. Yes, at one point of time, he could have used a grenade and, given a counter attack against the side of 4 unknown, but eventually did not choose to do so.
The man is back in action. Radhe Thakur executing those 3 kills with those grenades in his hand. And as we look on to team level Iconic at a very close range against Godel. Godel just making their way from factory, about to be finding themselves another skirmish. Angry just holding it out. And at the same time, Kingsman is just holding it out. And a nade goes in at the hands of Ronigi. Ronigi just wanted to make sure that he does not close in onto them. At the same time, Godel needs to be making sure that they are not hasty in this fight and just trying to play it a bit more safe. Kingsman wants to go in for a grenade, at the same time pops a chrono shield and a glue wall, at the same time looking it out for team level Iconic is going to be icy. Angry taking down one of the players, getting traded off instead. The last 2 players standing for team level Iconic is going to be Simmer and Ronigi, and that's the end for team Cordell with all the 4 players standing from level Iconic, and it's all 4 players equally contributing, getting 1 kills each of them.
I mean, I want to say one thing about 4 unknown which happened over there. They took revenge against the side of
yes,
Team D Esports. Every time Team D Esports taunted them, they did not want to go in for the fight. This time, I want to say one thing very clearly about 4 unknown. When a lion takes 2 steps behind, it's not because it's scared, it's getting ready to pounce on you, and that is what 4 unknown did. When they ran away from the side of Shipyard, it was not running away from Team D Esports. They strategized it really well. They came in and they made sure once they pounce, they take the biggest meat out of the body, and eventually it was left out with just Roshan over there.
Last player standing for Team D Esports, and as we look on to Team Enigma Gaming, still holding it out, just wanting to wait it out until the zone is in the favor. As we look on to Chilo, he just wants to scout for his location. He's being a scout for location, just trying to get the locations of the players from Team Nemesis Gaming that have positioned themselves beside them at the same place. That's going to be Factory. And as we look on to Nemesis Gaming with all the 4 players standing, Mind Gamer has an advantage. He's gonna stay it out there and create an ambush. To be exact, there's an ambush being created by Nemesis Gaming. And as we look on towards the entire zone, there's one more team at a very close proximity. That's going to be Level Iconic, who just wiped out Team Godel. And as we look on towards Team 4 Unknown, there's no other squads near them. And the last player standing from Team D Esports, making his way towards Riverside, and eventually will enter into the zone through Mill, I guess, somewhere.
Yeah, through the side of Riverside or Mill, probably.
And as we look on to Mars Electric, right now TSG Army is the only players at Mars Electric, and with the zone favoring Factory, all the squads inside the zone, the only 3 squads is 4 Unknown, Team Evil Army, and at the same time Team TSG Army, and the last player from Team D Esports just making their way not far from the zone. The 3rd zone has formed in, and the fights are just about to begin.
Yeah, let's see how things will turn out. It looks like the zone is still going to favor a lot of people over here, as the next zone is pretty much close to Factory, and I really like it. We'll be looking at the point standings of the previous game, where DESI gamers were able to execute a phenomenal 40 pointers on their side. Right behind them were Blind Esports. They were also able to execute something good. In case they had got 2 to 3 kills off the side of DESI gamers, then they could have crossed them to make it on the top. UG Mania with 25, Team Elite with 20, TSM with 17. Good to see that TSM is bouncing back peacefully. Headhunters are also making their way up. PVS Gaming is also doing it, but AFF, Chemin and Mayhem still suffering, and that's something shocking.
And looking at the MVP of the last game is going to be none other than DG Ignite with 5 kills, 1957 damage, 0 headshots and 2 assists. The match, the most valuable player of match number 28 coming back to the game. We have to watch out for Nemesis Gaming, who are still engaged in their fight. Nemesis really have to watch out now, because they are out in the open. There's a team coming in from the back that's going to be Level Iconic. At the same time, there's Team Evil Army at the same location. TSG getting spotted out in the open. Long range fights happening between Team Evil Army and TSG Army at the same time. Team Evil Army, 2 armies fighting against each other is something I like to. The wordplay comes into action at the same time. OJSP getting spotted on by Yash. Yash trying to take the knock. Airship is approaching. And as we look on to Mars Electric, Team TSG wants to go in for a longer rotation towards the zone, as the zone number 2 has started to close in, and the zone number 3 is about to form in and is second right now. So looking at the zone, I think we'll have a concentric zone coming once again, where most of the teams inside Factory will have the advantage, and 4 Unknown comes into action, takes the fight against Team Chaos. Vivek is almost at 10 HP. 4 Unknown, Radhe Thakur goes in for the push. A knock has come in by the hand of Anand. Beautiful K98 shots coming in. Arian, and I think there's one more guy standing from Team Chaos. That's going to be Max and Arian. Radhataku comes in from the different angle. Swastik goes in for that push onto Team Chaos. Radhataku has to really watch out because his teammates are nowhere close by, and the backup that his team needs is going to be a bit more far. And as we look onto Team Chaos, KK has been finished off. A nade is being cooked on right now, but Radhataku has finally got 2 grenades in his hand. He's going for that grenade, and when you see this man with a grenade in his hand, and that's going to be
that is what he
coming in.
does.
Team Chaos, Vivek getting knocked out. Last 2 players standing for Team Chaos. And Radhataku comes in from the back, tries to go in for the knock, but gets knocked out instead. He was trying to go for that finish. Team Chaos getting finished off. The entire attention of the player from Team Chaos went on to Radhataku. That gave an opening for Dead Soul to come in from the back, execute 5 kills. So my goodness, you can see this man is going to be the MVP of this match. I can tell it from right now. 4 Unknown with 7 kills. This might be the comeback from 4 Unknown that we wanted to see in the map of Bermuda.
Yeah, this is what they're doing. In the previous games, they were staying away from one another. But this time, we can see that they're not maintaining distances from one another. They are running like a pack of wolves, which is giving them a huge advantage. And look at the shift in the zone at this point of time. Still, I don't know why I spoke Enigma Gaming when I said to my predictions. In case I have to stick on to that, still Enigma Gaming has a very, very high opportunity to take the booyah in their name. All they have to do is hold factory for a brief period of time, take that position which Chillu is holding off, make sure you stay on the top, make sure the other teams come in for some fights, try to put some grenades below to bring in the tension of other teams, and that is when they'll be able to execute something good over here.
As we talk about Enigma Gaming, they do have an advantage, as you said, but they have to really look out for Nemesis Gaming as well as Team Evil Army closing in upon them. But still, I think grenades can do a damage for the players who are already holding on to the terrace, right?
Yeah. So that's why they've left only one player on the top,
so
right?
They have to look out for.
Second thing is grenade launcher as well. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, so they'll literally have to watch out for these 2 things. Other than that, they have the advantage, the altitude advantage as well. But eventually, when they have to make it towards the zone, they'll have to fight off multiple squads at the same time. With the zone number 3 about to string in the next 13 seconds. And the next zone about to be formed. 9 teams remaining, 33 players. That comes to say that the last zone is going to be scrammed up. Again, as we look on to Team Elite, Raven Esports fighting against Team Elite. A player from both the teams getting traded off. At the same time, a nade comes in at the hands of Gaudro. A beautiful nade was, if connected, it was going to be a beautiful nade. At the same time, Uzef knew that when to pop up the Chrono Shield, comes up with a glue wall and falls back with his teammates. At the same time, they'll have to watch out for Evil Army, who are just made their way in towards factory, going for a different rotation. At the same time, there's one more squad, team number 1, who have already made their way very much close towards the factory, and all the squads just making their way in towards the zone rather than fighting it out in the open.
I still don't understand as to why, the whole team of Evil Army have to come closer to this compound where they are very vulnerable from the other side, from the side of Peak. If somebody tries to come in, they'll be able to see this complete squad. For now, we'll be looking at what's happening over here. 4 Unknown has executed Raven Esports, and now the fight has been taking place between Raven Esports, 4 Unknown, and Team Iconic, if I'm not wrong. So at the same time, we're able to see Lifehackers putting up some grenades against the side of Raven Esports, but they've got decent chrono shields and glue walls to avoid things to happen over there. Rather, they could have concentrated on Baby, who's standing all alone over there. Predator on the other side might get knocked out. Yes, he gets knocked out because of the play zone for not making it inside the circle. Let's look at how things will go from here on, as Ajit gets taken on because of 4 on and sniping capability, and due to which I think from here on it's going to be tough for Raven Esports to move away from this spot, as most of the clock tower and the sniper tower is going to be favoring the zone, and it's important for Enigma Gaming to now take their move away from there, wait it out. I know still 9 teams are available. Let's see what's going to happen from here on. But D Roshan writing a very different script on his own to make sure that he gets some placement points for his team.
Lifehackers getting finished off at the hands of Raven Esports. As we look on to the last player standing in front of him, that's going to be Icy Simmer from Level Iconic. There are 3 players standing from Level Iconic. That's going to be Simmer, Angry, and Aladdin at the same time. They'll have to watch out for him. Raven Esports, 2 players holding at the top of the tower. Nade spam can come in at any moment from Level Iconic, trying to get in for that supplies that they need. At the same time, they'll have to watch out for the remaining 2 players. The split gameplay coming in from the side of Raven Esports. Glue walls coming up, plopped out at a perfect location that they need, and Simmer trying to go in for that nades. Multiple knocks right now. This is the opening that they were waiting for, and they're gonna go in for that execution. Raven Esports, Deadshot getting finished off, and they are the new kill leaders of now. So that's going to be Level Iconic. They have to watch out for Raven Esports. That's in front of them. At the same time, Enigma Gaming, BFA, that's going to be Evil Army coming into action. 2 players from Evil Army have been knocked out. Yash is standing right now. Yash getting spotted on. Yash getting knocked out. A beautiful knock coming in from the hands of Gaudro. BLK Tiger, the last player standing for Evil Army, trying to pull it off with the sniper in his hand, but getting pushed off at the 8th place. That's going to be an end for Evil Army as we look on to TSG. 2 players down. OJSP knocked out. OJC getting finished off by the zone at the same time as we look on to Sima. 4 unknown comes into action. 4 unknowns. The Wolves just waiting it out outside the zone, playing at the edges of the zone, making it slow and steady as we look on towards the 5th zone, about to close in the next 25 seconds with 6 teams and 14 players remaining. And Enigma Gaming Guns gets knocked out. Arin and Gaudro are the last players standing for the team. They go in for that close range fight against that's going to be Team Nemesis Gaming, the last player standing for Team Nemesis Gaming is going to be Mohit Sharma. Will he be able to pull this 1v2 and make his team come to the top 5th position, or they are going to lose it out? Enigma Gaming, Arin gets finished off the last 2 players. Ansh and Gaudro from Enigma Gaming goes in for the close range fight against Mohit and gets that knock and finished onto him, and that's going to be Nemesis Gaming finished off at the 6th position.
It was not important for Enigma Gaming to actually take this fight, rather made it inside the circle earlier, because they do realize that, you know, there are other teams who will be trying to gatekeep them, but the team which has the capability of taking the booyah in the name because of the manpower which they have is going to be 4 unknown. All of them still standing. Raven Esports trying to cook a nade against the side of Sasuke. It's going to be TSG. Sasuke is trying to come in really slow. Legend will be trying to give him the right kind of cover, but how well things are going to turn out for them. Enigma Gaming will be left out with just 1 player, Gaudru, who will be vulnerable at this point of time against the side of IC, where he comes in bit more closer. He's going to be confirming 2 players with that M10. A very, very good gameplay coming in from his side, and right now he wants to give up his life to the zone rather than trying to give his life to someone else, and a very, very, very clever gameplay coming in from his side. Let's not forget the slaughter of 4 unknown, which is going to come in over here. Radhe Thakur detects his enemy. He's like, just wait it out. I want to go in and take a kill in my name. He's got no grenades coming in from his side, but 4 unknown has a different story. Anand, he'll be coming up with... Finally, Anand comes up with the final kill. And for those people who thought that 4 unknown cannot perform in the map of Bermuda, they have proved them completely wrong, and this is the first booyah coming in from their side in the map of Bermuda, and this time I think they'll be going on top of the leaderboards.
Well, that's a beautiful gameplay coming in. I want to see the overall number of kills from 4 unknown in this game. And looking on to TSG Army finishing off at the 2nd place, I am happy with the performance in this match. As we look on to the other teams also, Gaudru coming in from the back, executing 2 kills on the level iconic with an M10 in his hand, trying to go it outside the zone rather than giving his life. A strategic gameplay coming at the hands of Enigma Gaming. They had the man advantage. All they needed to do was go on to the side, or just go on to the sides of level iconic.
I don't know why they wanted that 1 kill point so badly, due to which, you know, they had to pay the price of not only losing a player but also losing another player because of the zone, because it was too late for them. But at the same time, let's not forget the contribution of Gaudro in today's game. I know that somewhere he could be there in the spot of MVP because he saved them from the side of Nemesis. At the same time, he assaulted to get most of the kills, and at the same time he did not give his kill point to any of the players. He went outside, he made sure that he hid himself and gave the kill to the play zone itself.
Well, I really like that Gaudro wanted to just give it outside the zone. At the same time, as we talk about Vihan or Sasuke. Sasuke was it?
Yeah, Sasuke was there.
The last player standing. And I think there were 2 players from that was Enigma Gaming. No, not Enigma Gaming. The ones holding in Raven Esports. Raven Esports holding inside the tower. The nade comes in from level iconic, taking them 2 down, giving an opportunity for one of the players from Team TSG to make their way eventually into that tower. But at the same time, they knew that it's a 1v4. It's almost difficult to pull off when it comes to 4 unknown, when you're facing 4 unknown.
And still Radhe Thakur being alive, yes, obviously.
If I remember it, there was a 1 match in week 1 where an entire team was wiped out in the last zone with a single nade, entire 4 players standing, and it was the man Radhe Thakur coming into action. So this time, Radhe Thakur starting it off against Team D Esports with 3 kills with the grenade launcher against Team D Esports, just making sure a good start to them. And if Team D Esports have been able to take down even 1 player of Team 4 unknown, I think somewhere this
is what I said. The changeover on Team 4 unknown is pretty much visible. Look at the distance they were maintaining in previous games, and look at the distance they maintained in this game. They made sure that they stick together everywhere they move, and they made sure they do not give unwanted peeks through the window so that they don't get taken down. So eventually all of those things working out, 4 unknown finally realizing probably what was not missing out for them. They are able to execute some good booyah, so it's good to see them coming back, bouncing back the Kings. They're trying to do something good, but at the same time, let's look at the matchup of the last map of the day, ladies and gentlemen. The day went on so quick. I'm starting to get some chills over here, but let's see how things will go forward from here on, as we'll be looking at the final matchup of the day.
It's
And
going
that's
to
gonna be
Group B versus Group D, where we have Team Elite, PVS Gaming, Never Broke Again, Team Mayhem Esports, Blind Esports, Chemin Esports from Group B, and looking on towards Group D is the match number 30 of the entire league stages. Your 2-2-2 is about to come to an end finally, and from Group D we have TSMFTX.
Yeah, I do understand that. But do not forget, tomorrow it's going to be 3-3-3, my friend, because we have week 3, day 3, match number 33 coming up tomorrow. Let's not forget that. For now, let's look at how things are going to turn out. And for the last game, we have to watch out for those teams who are actually able to, you know, come up and see how things will go forward from here on. Because I know that the teams like TSM FTX are trying their best to do so. UG Mania are also trying their best to do so. At the same time, I'm able to see that Nemesis slowly making, you know, a little bit of noise here and there. But Team Chaos somewhere, even though they're performing, it's not pretty much visible for us throughout the day. Do you also believe that Team Chaos were not able to perform for the day?
The chaotic performance that we could see from them in the first week was not seen throughout the week number 2 and not even in day number 2. So this might be something that we'll have to watch out for. At the same time, we still have one more day remaining for League News 2. And let's move on to the caster predictions for this match, where I'm going to opt in. It's B versus G, right?
Yeah, it's going to be Kalahari between B and D. I chose a very different team. I still remember going in. Probably I went in for the Headhunters in the final game because they really know the rotations which they've already done. So looking at it, no, I've gone in for PVS Gaming. Yes, the reason you went in for it. I'm reading your mind, my friend. So the Headhunters being held by Cape because of the rotations which they're able to detect. But I'll be sticking on to PVS Gaming with the desk of Tamil Caster PVS Gaming, because I do believe that PVS Gaming is going to show their true colors from this match. Mark my words, if that comes out true, that PVS Gaming was wantedly holding back most of their capabilities so far. At the same time, we can see Team Elite being chosen by Monish and Warloop, and with you is going to be Team
T18 Gaming.
T18, but DK will be the lone man, will be watching out for Blind Esports. So all such things said and done, do you really believe that, you know, PVS Gaming is still now trying to hold back their actual capability of taking the fight?
Well, if we talk about fan favorite teams, let's move on to both the teams. Let's move on to Total Gaming as well as PVS Gaming. So PVS Gaming, if I remember it correctly, week 1, day 1 and 2, they were not able to perform. Day 3, they did again. Day 1 and 2, today we are not able to see that action. But somewhere they finished off at the second place, kept up the fourth place.
That's the whole point.
Position place, keeping up with the position.
That's the whole point. Do you really feel that PVS is holding back?
Yes, they are certainly holding back their entire potential. And if we talk about Total Gaming, if you remember in season 1, they just bounced back from the 13th place to the 4th place when it came to the end of the league stage. So that's what we have to see again from both of these favorite fan following teams. And now it's time to move on towards the last match of league stages, week 2, day 2, where it's going to be Never Broke Again. Team Elite, Team PVS Gaming, Team Mayhem, Team AFF Esports, Team Blood Bashers, Team Blind Esports, Team DESI Gamers, Team TSM FTX, Team Headhunters, and joining us last but not the least is going to be UG Mania for the match number 30, and it's going to be the map of Kalahari with the flight path coming up on our screens anytime right now. And yes, the flight path is here, starting off somewhere at command post, going in towards Refinery. It's going to be a bit eastern plane path that we're going to see, starting off at Stone Ridge, going towards between Santa Caterina and command post, going into between Refinery and Bayfront again, and ending off at Shrines and Oldhampton. At the same time, players going in for Mammoth are easily, the places are going to be easily accessible, but at the same time, Blind Esports, who always go for the top location of the command post, is going to have the advantage of the blue zone over them. At the same time, Nivesh trying to make sure that there is no squad near them, goes in as a scout for this team. Blood Bashers goes in for Bayfront. At the same time, as we look on to confinement, UG Kunal has gone in towards confinement away from his team. At the same time, as we look on to Council Hall, we have Team Elite. There's going to be a very close fight between Team Chemin Esports and Mayhem at the Shrines and Oldhampton. As we look on to AFF Esports, they're at a very close proximity to team number 9 with AFF Esports, Pavan, Rahil, Tyagi and Kanish. AFF Esports was one of the teams I opted for in one of the matches. They had the performance upped in one of the matches. I think it was the 4th or the 5th match. I don't remember. It was either the either the 3rd or the 4th match. I don't remember it perfectly.
You had opted?
Yeah, I opted.
You opted for them in the 3rd match. I opted for them in the 4th match.
Yeah, so 4th match they did perform. The 3rd match they got finished off early. But as we talk about the team, let's see if they are able to do something else out of the box when it comes to them. And just in front of them is going to be the team of Never Broke Again.
Yeah, and let's see whether Never Broke Again will be able to hold on to their name of not breaking in the second week itself, because throughout the second week I'm not able to see them perform that well. Rahil on the other side knows the location of Aman and VR. Aman is coming for a backstab against the side of Rahil. He's got the plasma gun, heat gun. I don't know how well he'll be able to execute it, but it's much more easier for him because obviously Aman is empty-handed, and for the first time I'm seeing that there's a player empty-handed and there's an enemy right above his head trying to jump down and put a bullet right between his forehead. But let's see whether that's going to happen. For now, we are able to see that VRC is got an AK. He has to give the right kind of cover to Aman, or things won't be as we have always spoken about for Never Broke Again.
As we look on to Never Broke Again, we have AFF Esports at the very close proximity. Tyagi has a good advantage of the altitude where he has positioned himself at a good place, but at the same time, I'd prefer Tyagi to go and get some loot instead of staying there out in the open. As we talk about Karnesh, he has one first aid and one glue wall in his hand, and I think the fight is going to be a bit delayed as of now. As we look on to the remaining teams, we have AFF Esports getting finally into action. It's going to be Marix coming into action, lands some shots onto AFF Esports. At the same time, Marix gets tagged. He comes into the cover at the same time. VRC 1000 trying to get some knocks with that AK in his hand. One first aid, and somewhere he has the abilities also, very low abilities, and the farming for Team NBA is kind of getting difficult as AFF Esports is not going to allow them to go in for that farming. No player down yet. Not the first blade has not yet come in, so that comes to say that we'll have an entire exciting last match, last circles coming in. So let's see how the gameplay turns out to be when it comes to the last stages.
Yeah, let's see how things will go from here on, as we are able to see that AFF Esports are trying to choke around with the side of NBA, but they have to realize this, that in case NBA gets the right kind of guns, they're going to come back and make sure that make AFF suffer, and that's going to be something to watch out for. At the same time, let's see how things will turn out from here on, as we all know that, you know, from the side, from the main concern for anybody when it comes to the map of Kalahari is making it into the circle when it's important for them. For now, we'll be looking at the point standings of the previous game.
Match number 29, where 4 unknown with 44 points, making it breaking the spell of Kalahari, breaking the spell of Bermuda, where they weren't able to get a booyah in the name, with 44 points, leading the top. At the second place, we have Level Iconic with 30, Enigma Gaming at the third place with 27, TSG Army following close by at 25. TSG Army happy with the performance, finishing off at the second place, but still with the maximum number of kills, Level Iconic and Enigma Gaming making it way towards the top of them when it comes to the overall point standings. As we talk about Raven Esports finishing off at the 5th place with 17, Lifehackers at the 6th with 14, Nemesis at the 7th with 12, Team D Esports at the 8th place with 8, Evil Army at 9 with 8. So again, always position points do matter when it comes to the same number of points, and we are back into the action where NBA have decided to fall back towards the sub rather than taking to the action. Looking at towards the MVP of the last match, we have Radhe Thakur coming in.
Yeah, and a total of 5 kills coming in from his side because of 3052 damage. I mean, that was really, really commendable from his side, because I've always seen this is the person, you give him the right kind of grenades, he's going to give you the right kind of openings. So that is what we have to watch out for. And I believe he's a very, very good add-on when it comes to the side of 4 unknown itself. For now, we'll be looking at the side of, NBA still, because we all know that this is the team to watch out for when it comes to the map of Kalahari, apart from 4 unknown or Total Gaming, because somewhere Mary X having a deadly sniper like Mary X, or Aman also being there, and Barca Boy being a very good assaulter, they've still not come up to the 100% potential. Probably they've not got the right kind of inventory so far, but this time in case they do get it, and they'll be able to execute some good kills, and that is where everything is going to be entertained.
As we look on to PVS Gaming coming into action, taking on a player from Team Mayhem. Ninja has been finished off at the same time as looking on to Headhunters. There's a Scream very close by to them. We'll have to look on to them. The first kill comes in, the first blade comes in at the hands of PVS Gaming, spotting Nikhil and Abhirav in the house. Farfrost just apart from his team. Abhirav, Farfrost, if he gets spotted, there's no backup coming for him. At the same time, Nikhil and Abhirav have to really watch out for PVS Gaming, who might go in for a push any moment. Right now, Sanjay with the Car 98 in his hand spots the players out in the open. Nikuk Boy goes in for a close range, comes up with a glue wall. He's just going to spot and just going to go in for the push at the same time. We have one player, Nobita, at a different angle. He knows that there's a player apart from his team, away from his team, and he has to take care of them at the same time. A grenade has been cooked at Nikhil at the same time. The grenade can do a damage, and yes, Sanjay has been taken down by that nade, but not finishing off. He might go in. Nikhil wants to go in for that finish at the same time. Yes, he might try to go in for the finish. Farfos getting spotted on. Sanjay has been finished off by a nade by the hands of Nikhil, and it's like making sure that both the teams are equaled up, tallied up when it comes to the number of players standing.
Oh, I just love the way Eco put that grenade right in front of him. He heard the footsteps coming a bit more closer. He was like, let me not throw it somewhere far away. He threw it right in front of him, and a very, very good grenade. But on the cost of losing Sanjay, I don't think that was the right kind of push coming in from his side. He had to stay a little more silent. Yogi on the other side with that M18 was able to tag him once, but this time it's the Chrono Shield, and he's going to rush inside the Chrono Shield and slap the bullet on his face and take him down ruthlessly. And that's going to be PVS Yogi coming up with a confirmation anytime soon, and that's the second kill point coming in for PVS Gaming.
The last player standing for Mayhem is going to be Farfrost. At the same time, Yogi goes in for that kill on to execute the skills. The last player standing is Farfrost, trying to fall back a bit. He has decided to play for the placement points. At the same time, PVS is a squad that does not go without a fight, that does not leave the chase unattended. They're gonna go in. Eco Boy comes in with a grenade in his hand. He knows that there's a player in front of them. Farfrost puts up a grenade just in front of him. That's gonna do a damage to him, but no! A glue wall popped up at the perfect time, gives him the cover that innates. Eco Boy comes up with the UMP in his hand, executes the entire squad. I think Eco Boy has 3 kills to his name. That comes to say that PVS is back in action with 3 players down from the side of taking on 3 players from the side of Team Mayhem, and the entire squad vibe coming in the hands of PVS Gaming as we look on to the fight against Team Headhunters versus Team Elite at this moment.
Yeah, but one thing I would want to say about the team PVS Gaming is that, you know, I have always said, right, Eco is still trying to hold back something. If he's able to perform something really good, that could be the opening for PVS Gaming, and it looks like they might be coming in to do so. It's going to be Team Elite coming in on the other side with the fight against the side of Headhunters. I don't know why Headhunters are choosing to take an early skirmish rather than being quiet, but TSM have a different story to say. They have come in. It's already become a 4-way battle, to be specific. It's going to be RDP from Team Elite who rushes in against Viper, takes him out as well, and it looks like Team Elite right now wants to fall back rather than getting churned between 2 to 3 teams, which is happening over here. And it's going to be DESI Gamers from the other side. He's like, knock knock, who's there? It's going to be DESI Gamers putting bullets in your head, and it's going to be much more better. TSM with the grenade launcher puts it at the right spot, gets one. It's going to be the second grenade doing most of the damage. Fabindra doing an amazing job. The third one is going to be telling Ignite a goodbye. Shanti will be the last man standing. We have to see what's going to happen from here on, as I can see that Headhunters are running away, and still Ignite is left out in the open, and there's going to be a shot to his bump to came out.
Last player standing for Team DESI Gamers is going to be Shanti. TSM FTX making sure of the advantage, taking full vulnerability advantage of Team DESI Gamers as we look on to Team Elite. RDP has been knocked out. At the same time, Mr. J has been knocked out. Headhunters coming into action, and trying to finish him is going to be Raja. Raja going in for that kill. TSM loses one of the players. At the same time, PVS comes into action, takes a knock. Chemin Esports vs PVS Gaming is another fight happening. Eco Boy getting knocked out. 2 players from PVS Gaming get knocked out, and that's going to be the opening for Chemin Esports to go in. The last 2 players standing for PVS Esports. The 1 player is knocked out. The last player standing, I think, is somewhere far away. Yes, Nubita comes into action, takes a player from Chemin Esports, dropped him down.
Oh, nice!
Mayhem Guda gets spotted on by Fabindra. Beautiful hit comes in. At the same time, PVS getting eliminated at the 11th position. TSM FTX loses one of the players. Mr. J White, one of the most crucial members of the team, have been taken down. At the same time, we are looking on to Nate. Drawn 2 players down. It's an opening for Headhunters. The finish also coming in at the second nade. Team TSM FTX loses 2 players. Oh my god, that's very close nade coming in. At the same time, Fabindra has to make sure that his team stays alive. The nade comes in. The nade might do the final kill or not. Let's watch out. Yes, the nade does the final kill. At the same time, Fabindra goes in for the nade launcher in his hand, tries to go in for that kill and gets finished off at the 10th place. TSM FTX have to bid their goodbye in the last match.
I mean, a very good form coming in from the side of Headhunters. They had to avoid 2-3 teams over here. Let me remind you, it was not just the side of TE. I think there were DESI Gamers who came in. I think there was another team which they were actually fighting out at the spot. But eventually, it was all Asim at the end of the day. He was like, he was watching everything happen over here. Even though there was one good grenade launcher being popped up against the side of Mayhem Guda, he was really well healed up, due to which he was able to come up with a very good game. Let's look at DESI Gamers' performance so far. Apart from 2 matches, they have made sure they have at least 12 kill points in their pocket, and we have seen that 3 matches they were able to execute some really good kill and placement points.
When it comes to Kalahari, you know, DESI Gamers are able to play for the placement points, as well as even if they have one player standing, they are able to execute some of the kills. As we look on to match number 6 and 12 kills, 10 kills, and in match number 18, 6 kills. So that comes to say that DESI Gamers have the proper strength, that they need proper proper strategy that they need. At the same time, this time losing 3 of the players makes it vulnerable for Shanti to go out in the open, and rather he wants to play in for the placement points. As we look onto the zone number 3 closing in the next 20 seconds with 9 teams and 27 players standing with the red zone formed in with UG Mania out in the open. That might create a very much difficult situation for them. As we look on to the squad near them, that's going to be Chemin Esports. At the same time, Ashutosh getting spotted on by Kunal Jr. coming in with long range gunfights, and at the same time there's going to be AimGod FF gets tagged off. At the same time, Team Elite getting finished off. This is the opening for Team UG Mania, and yes, they have come in for the push at the correct time. A nade will do the entire job, will wipe out the entire squad, and spotting of AimGod out in the open.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, a beautiful glue wall popped up at the perfect time. AimGod is at very low HP, and that's almost putting an end. AimGod comes up, glue wall on top of glue wall. He just wants to hold it out. Just does not want to come up. Heal up to his full potential. Try to take a 1v4, but at the same time, the shots from the side of UG Mania.
Grenade being cooked by AimGod at this point of time. It's going to chase away all the players from there. But a very, very good call coming in from his side. Java Boy will be treating him with a grenade. It's a taste of his own medicine, my friend. You reminded them they had a grenade, and finally you had to pay the price for it.
And as we talk about AFF Esports again, another fight happening between them and Nemesis Gaming at the same time. NBA Never Broke Again getting finished off at the same time. Never Broke Again finishing off at the 7th place. They literally have to just... They had to hold the locations or either move out towards the zone rather than staying it out and fighting against AFF Esports. And somewhere, AFF Esports with all the 4 players standing is happy with the performance in this game. As we look on to Blood Bashers, Team DESI Gamers strong at the last place standing, Headhunters, the kill leaders right now. And as we look on to Blind Esports coming into action again, Shubhu has been knocked out. 2 players from Blind BBS, Blood Bashers have been knocked out. The last player standing or 2 players still standing from Blood Bashers will come in for the revive at the right time.
I think there are all 4 players standing from the side of Blood Bashers, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, all 4 players still standing over here. They have a lot of job to do because they have to make it inside the circle. And who's gatekeeping them right now are one of the strongest team. Nivesh is getting a grenade into his face. Now this is going to trigger a lot, and Nivesh is going to show them how it's done. It's going to be Akshadeep with the hand cannon who wants to push in. He wants to take down all the people over there. But Nivesh is like, that is not how you do it. This is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. With that grenade coming onto his face, but eventually hits himself as well with a little bit of overconfidence. Another grenade coming in from the side of Likit. He's going to take down Ginotra. This is going to make Blood Bashers have an upper hand over here for sure. Java Boy takes down a player. This is going to be a blessing in disguise. In case Nivesh is still alive, there could be a different story. And I know that Akshadeep is trying to push in. Akshadeep gets taken down. It's going to be Subbu, the last man standing from one side. And I know that, look at the number of people on the floor bleeding out. And look at what's happening over there. A good shot coming in from the side of Blood Bashers. Abhay in the close range fight with that M82P was able to execute 2-3 kills, and that is something to watch out for.
The last player standing from Blind Esports is going to be Ginotra. I think there's one more player standing from Blind Esports. That's going to be Nivesh. And at the same time, as we look on to UG Mania, Kunal Jr. and Golden, the last 2 players standing. Prince has been knocked out. At the same time, Prince gets the revive that innate. As we look on to AFF Esports, they are still trying to make the way into the zone. Abhay trying to take a long, close range fight again, and gets finished off at the 3rd place. Blind Esports going off at the 3rd place. As we look on to UG Mania, the last 2 players, Golden and Prince, they have to fight a 2v4 situation against AFF Esports. Looking strong, very right now with all the 4 players standing, making it towards the zone. And with the zone advantage on the side of AFF Esports, this is looking very promising for AFF Esports at this match. A very close booyah for them. Will they be able to execute it or not? Let's watch out.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to execute it because they're holding the right spot. They are in the right spot at the right time. I just hope the other player, Golden, doesn't have a grenade launcher in his hand, because in case he has it, then things are going to be different. He's going to be putting in some grenade, and the knock comes in. Prince will be going in for heal battle. How long, my friend? One on the other time. You have to say goodbye. And AFF Esports finally getting a booyah after 2-3 times we thought that AFF will be able to secure one. It's good to see them fly after all. It's going to be a very, very good gameplay coming in from this side.
AFF Esports finally happy with the performance coming in. Somewhere I predicted that they will get a booyah this game because the way they have been able to execute in the previous matches, this match they wanted to make a comeback, and when it comes to AFF Esports, they're making it a commendable victory for them, a much deserved victory for them. And when it comes to UG Mania, they were out in the open, 2 players standing, still trying to hold out a heal battle. Kunal Jr. giving his life towards the zone, so that's something, not giving the kill points towards the opponent team.
I think it would have been better if UG Mania had taken an earlier rotation towards the ridge, down towards the ridge, and gone a bit more closer to previous AFF Esports, because I know that they were trying to fight out a team, but at the end of the day, you also have to realize that there are other teams who are also fighting and distracting them. So you choose the right time to take a rotation would have been better. We saw Golden was the person from AFF who came in from the others.
Golden was from UG Mania.
I remember one player from AFF took a very different rotation.
I think it was Pawan. Pawan.
He had a grenade in his hand today, and at the nth moment he was able. I'm so sorry. I'm speaking about UG.
UG Mania is Golden. Golden was trying to go in for a
Golden
grenade.
was the person who came in from the other side. He had a very good element of surprise to take on against the side of AWF, but he was putting glue walls over glue walls in front of him, due to which his location was obviously compromised, and then later on it was all history for the side of AWF. All 4 men standing, getting some decent number of kills and a booyah. It's going to boost their confidence stepping into the week 2 and day 2.
Day 2 last match.
3.
Day 2 last match, finishing off a beautiful booyah for team AFF Esports. A good day, a good finish to the end of day 2.
I would say the same as well.
And ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Snapdragon Conquest Season 2 Free Fire Pro Series, and this is all happening because of Snapdragon coming up with new processors and creating a lot of opportunities in the esports sector. Coming up, we had Season 1 where it was an open tournament for everyone, and now we're gonna go again towards the People Choice nominees.
Yeah, for the last time, let's show them who they are, so that at least now they can go in case they have not witnessed who are the nominees. We're going to explain as to why we have chosen these 3 players. It's going to be Black Tiger coming in, the last man standing in the map of Bermuda in the beginning. He was holding it, having a lot of patience, then popped up 2 good grenade launchers, and then due to which he was get to booyah. Next, it was Akshadeep coming in from the side of Blind Esports, doing an amazing clutching from his side as well. Then 4 Unknown with that M18. It was like the most important catalyst which 4 Unknown was missing out throughout the day, and he was able to do so with that M18. But at the same time, we were speaking about Snapdragon. Yes, Snapdragon. Thank you so much for sponsoring this as well. It's not like they're letting us go. They're giving us products. They're also giving us opportunities to showcase our talent. So what are they doing actually? If you want to know about what Snapdragon is actually doing, they're bringing up with new processors, new mobile phones like the one which is put right in front of us. If you want to know more about it, all you have to do is go to Snapdragon Insider. Go to your any browser you have. You can go to Google, and then you can search for Snapdragon Insider. Then go inside and you subscribe there. You sign up over there. You'll get all the updates of whatever is coming latest, so that you'll know when to buy the right kind of mobile, what budget is left out in your pocket to buy what kind of mobile. Speaking about budget, speak about this mobile right in front.
This phone in front of me right now, Poco X3. It fits your budget as well, but at the same time,
I would call it an high-end mobile.
A high-end mobile that fits your purses as well. So when we talk about the mobile, we have 4 cameras with a flash coming in at the back, 5 cameras including the front one, 48 megapixel camera coming in, at the same time 120 hertz display.
Exactly.
What more do you need? And at the same time 5000 plus mAh battery that's gonna boost up your performance. When it comes to a game like Free Fire, you have high FPS coming in, you have a battery. You never run out of power, and at the same time
stereo speakers. Let's not forget, even though you do not have a headphone, you have a stereo speaker, you don't have to worry about anything else. Let's not forget about anything else. Once you secure a booyah, you always need a selfie to post it up.
And at the same time, when we talk about fast charging, it's
32 watts.
33 watts. So it gives you the fast charging advantage, where you just need to plug in for a few minutes and you are good to go for some, I think, a few hours. I think somewhere we'll have a backup of 4 to 5 hours easily with 50% charge, easily in 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, at the same time, we were speaking about the camera of the mobile, which is really, really good for all wide. For a group photo, you want to take a good selfie. For that also, there's been an amazing camera. Go and see how things are going to be. For now, we'll be stepping into the Pro Squad of the day. Let me explain them. What is Pro Squad of the day? We are going to choose 4 players who performed really well throughout the day and make a squad out of them to show you if this squad was there together, it would have been a dhamakadar performance.
Well, looking at the fair player 1 of Pro Squad of the day, it's going to be 4 Unknown Anand coming into play. Obviously, the man who was able to execute booyahs for his team in the map of Bermuda, and I think 2 booyahs in the name of 4 Unknown, right, today?
Yeah.
So somewhere they're going to find themselves in the top of the leaderboard. I think still needs to go close in a bit of the gap when it comes to Blind Esports, but they will be really happy with the performance how they have kept up with, again, the next players as we look on to the player number 2 in a few more seconds. But let's talk about Anand.
Yeah, I mean, his close range fights with that M18 was really, really commendable. We did not see him perform so well throughout the day, but at the same time, there were some sniper shots also coming in from his side, and I believe that we have done a fair job taking in him. At the same time, then it's going to be the IGL coming in from their side. 4 Unknown Dead Soul. What an amazing amazing play it has been for him. He proved everybody that his team can actually take the whole squad down no matter which map it is. Everybody thought that 4 Unknown cannot perform when it comes to the map of Bermuda, especially in Free Fire Pro Series of Snapdragon Conquest, but he was able to prove us all wrong and do an amazing job when it comes to the whole day. So I do believe that, 4 Unknown have done an amazing job. So next one, the third player coming in for the pro squad of the day. All of them are already going in the name of 4 Unknown. Probably the third one also could be coming in over here because we saw what Radhe Thakur was executing with those grenades. Let's see who is going to be player number 3 on our screens anytime soon.
Looking at the player number 3, it's going to be none other than from Blind Esports. Akashdeep coming into play. The man with the snipers in his hand was able to execute the kills onto all the players that were in front of them, picking them off one by one and making sure to take his team to the victory. Booyah in the name, one booyah in the name. Happy with the performance is going to be Blind Esports. Akashdeep, we have 2 players from Team 4 Unknown, 1 player from Team Blind Esports, and 1 more player, the last player standing for player 4. Let's see if 4 player is from DSM FTX or is he from I think I'll see a player from Enigma Gaming, or
let's see who it is, because Gowder also did perform well. Let's look at the pro squad of the day. Player number 4 is coming from Evil Army, Black Tiger. Let's not forget the kind of support, let's not forget the kind of carry he did for his team in the final moment of the day, of the first map itself, where he was holding it off. He knew exactly what to do. He was listening to the command of his IGL, and then ultimately when it was required, with that grenade launcher popping out, a lot of players. So 2 players coming in from the side of 4 Unknown, 1 player from Evil Army, and 1 player coming in from the side of
Blind
Esports. So all of them will be looking at all this pro squad of the day one last time on our screens, all 4 of them put together. For those people who are still wondering what is the pro squad of the day all about, we are going to select 4 players who have performed really well and throughout the day, and also they're making sure that they keep up to the role properly, because in the game of Free Fire it's important for you to make sure that you do your roles given to you rather than doing mistakes. Yes, IGL, Salta, Sniper
support or rusher, however you call it. But at the same time, I think let's put it together. It's going to be 4 Unknown Anand, for Blind Esports Akashdeep, and then from Evil Army we have BLK Tiger, and the first player was 4 Unknown
Dead Soul. How can we forget him?
Yes,
doing an amazing job over there. I do understand how things are going to go forward from here on, from Snapdragon Conquest Free Fire. Let me tell you guys this, that it's been an amazing day of Free Fire. For one last time, before I continue my words, let's look at the pro squad of the day on our screens. All 4 of them popping up. The people who actually deserve to be together to make sure that they did most of the things over here. 4 Unknown Anand, Dead Soul, Akshadweep, Black Tiger, all 4 of them coming in over here, and with them, I don't know who is going to be there, but let's see who's going to be there.
But let's see. Okay, at the same time, we have the People's Favorite Choice coming up, right? So let's see.
People's Choice Superstar
of the day. So the votings are still on. You can go towards the chat section and vote for your favorite player and let them know your support. Give them your support and let them know that you are still watching them and impressed by the gameplays, as well as we look on towards the end of day 2 of League Stages Week 2, and it's about time for us to give away the results of the pro squad. No, the People's Choice Superstar of the day. Am I correct?
Yeah. People's Choice Superstar of the day. But at the same time, what a day
it has been.
And also been a game for me, because lots of happiness coming in over here.
A lot of turn of events happening.
I mean, we did not expect teams like Evil Army to dominate in one map. Then we all were watching
AFF
for Headhunters. Then we have AFF, coming in from
4 Unknown getting 2.
4 Unknown are getting 2. Then the
Blind
other
Esports
2.
getting 1.
Blind Esports getting 1. And then one more team. Headhunters did not secure any, if I'm not wrong, today.
Headhunters did not secure any, but
so
yesterday
I
they
think
did
it's
get 2.
team...
I think there was last fight between one of the TSG army, and then there was Evil Army at the same time. The 3-man squad standing for one of the teams, I think it was a no, there was a 3-man squad standing.
TVS?
No, there was a 3-man. Just
AFF.
Just 3 men who were able to join the first match itself.
Oh, first match, that's Evil Army, bro.
Evil Army, right? Yeah,
one was Evil Army.
One was Evil Army, then there was Blind Esports.
AFF.
There was AFF, then Blind Esports.
Two
of them.
2 taken from Unknown.
And the last one.
We are leaving out one last team. Was it UG Mania?
UG Mania was almost close to Booyah, but I don't think they secured it at the same time.
DESI Gamers.
Desi Gamers.
Yes.
Desi Gamers.
I remember Desi Gamers taking a booyah.
Yes. On
with them.
Refinery. Refinery holding at the top of the location, just staying in the
the heel battle which they went in for, and eventually Shanti was standing over there. No, it was Kalahari. At Refinery. So doing an amazing job over there. So let's see what has happened so far. We'll be coming up with another segment on our screens anytime soon. But before we go there, do not forget to subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, because it's important for us to allow you to come in every time we are live over here, and do not forget to hit the like button. Now we'll be looking at the day overall standings, where we have a bad performance coming in from the side of Team D, Esports, GodL, even though they were trying to do their best. But apart from then, everybody were pretty much close to one another from 17 to 22, where Blood Bashers, Total Gaming, Team Chaos, Chemin, Team Elite and Mayhem, not much differences between them. It was like they were trying to do their best, but PVS slowly trying to climb up the ladder. Team Elite coming up, AWF coming up, never broke again. So these are the teams which have to step up another gear to make sure that they move into the top 12.
As we look on towards the top 12, we'll go on towards the top 12 in a few seconds, but before that I like to focus on Total Gaming Esports, still holding towards the 18th position, so that's going to affect the entire overall standings of the league stages week 2. And let's see, TSM FTX at the 15th place, somewhere they are going to be finding themselves a bit more in the below sides, but at the same time Blind Esports with one booyah only securing 102 points, so that comes to say that Blind Esports still at the top with just one booyah. They're gonna keep up the consistency. As we talk about 4-1 at the second,
I don't think so. Today they were able to perform, right? Blind Esports.
Yeah, they were able to perform in the two matches.
I don't see Blind Esports anywhere on the top for now. It's gonna be I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was thinking about something else. Blind Esports coming up with 102. I was literally gone blind because I was just looking out for 4-1 to see where they were, even though they secured 2 booyahs, 42-43 coming in from their side, 85 pointers from them. Blind Esports at 102. So that comes up to say Blind Esports, as you said already, they'll be leading the overall points table. UG Mania somehow coming up, TSG, Evil Army. Good to see Enigma Gaming finally coming into the top 11 or top 12 or the first sheet of the overall day standings, because that's going to push them a little more to make sure that they come on the first page.
Headhunters holding the 7th position. It's going to be still safer for them to stay at the top of the top 6, if I'm correct. If they'll be at the top 12 anyway. So let's move on toward the overall standings of league stages. Till now, I think we'll have the domination still held by Blind Esports, obviously crossing 470 something, to be honest.
Yeah, probably they would have crossed 400. I believe that this is that one team will have that opportunity to take the 500 first, because they have proved to us that 300 was the first they reached it. 400 they've already proved they reached it. I think they were the first team to reach 200, or was it I think they were the team who reached 200.
The first to reach the
triple number was
4-1. After that,
everything was done by Blind Esports.
Yes.
Yeah, so a very, very good gameplay coming in from the side of Blind Esports. All those fans, do not forget to spam it out that you really love Blind Esports, so that they continue to do so. What a leading coming in from the side of Ginotra. Let's not forget that as well. So overall points tables, let's see which team is standing where, because this is the do or die situation for most of them, because from tomorrow we are going to be coming to the end. From tomorrow is going to be the beginning of the end for the league stages.
And as we look on from the bottom 13 teams, we have PVS Gaming, Total Gaming Esports, DESI Gamers, Raven Esports, Blood Bashers, GodLike, Nemesis, Enigma Gaming, Never Broke Again, Life Hackers, Team Chaos and Mayhem. Mayhem about to still cross the 3-digit number with 99 points at the bottom, at the very bottom. Team Chaos with 144, Life Hackers with 147. Never Broke Again with 159, Enigma Gaming with 175, Nemesis 188. And as we look on to Total Gaming, they have slipped from the 13th position to the 15th place. PVS Gaming making the way towards the top. DESI Gamers at the 14th place with first booyah. First booyah for them, yeah? It's today. Today was the first booyah for them, yes.
Yeah.
AFF Esports are on the... AFF Esports have kept up the consistency and have made their way to the first page.
And that is what I was wanting to see coming in from their side. Let's not forget the team which was already performing really well, but was able to prove others wrong. It's going to be 4-1. They're going to be in the top 2 with Blind Esports, but I want to see the bottom 12, the bottom 6 of the 12, because they're 252 is what we are seeing. Just to 1 point. That's what I said to you, right? Just 1 point, we have AFF Esports coming in over there. So PVS Gaming is picking up the pace. Chemin Esports with 254. Again, another point difference. Then another 3-point difference when it comes to UG Mania. So it's good to see TMFTX after performing so well in few of the games. Finally, they're coming into the top 10. Probably they'll be slowly crawling into the top 6 before the day ends. And we're able to see Level Iconic also coming in with 267. Team D Esports with 279. But look at the numbers on the top. 423 numbers coming in from the side of Blind Esports. The first team to reach the 400 mark as well. Right behind them is going to be 4 Unknown with 353 points.
Bouncing off from the 5th place to the 2nd place with 4 booyahs in the name. 353 coming up. Blind Esports, both of these teams with the same number of booyahs, but you can see the kill points is obviously with the hands of Blind Esports, as well as they always play for position. Position is always the priority when it comes to Blind Esports. As we talk about Evil Army with 3 booyahs in the name, closely following with and Headhunters just staying on that location. They were at the 7th place if I'm correct yesterday and bouncing into the top team Elite also. And I think Headhunters wants to hold the location in the top 6.
Yeah, but look at the points difference from Team Elite to Team Headhunters. 4 points. Again from Headhunters to TSG Army, 5 points. Again from TSG Army to Evil Army, again another 3 points. Then from then on, it's a huge difference. So these are the teams to watch out for, because eventually the teams on the bottom, if they perform really well, at least get 1 or 2 booyahs in a day, they're going to be suppressed down. So let's see how things will turn out from here on, as we'll be stepping into the final segment of the day, where we'll be able to see People's Choice
Rewards, results.
People's Choice Superstar of the Day, where we had elected 3 people for you. We have selected 3 people.
I think that's going to be Radhe Tikya. No. I forgot it.
Black Tiger coming in from the first
just
one.
Just don't forget it. Just go to the chat and just give that.
Yeah. Eventually, that is how it is. So Black Tiger coming in from one side. The second player was supposed to be Anand.
4 Unknown Anand.
4 Unknown Anand.
Anand Swastik.
Anand coming in with that M80 to M18 shots, and then the final player was
Blind Esports Akashdeep or Akashdeep or Nivesh or Akashdeep.
Either of these two, but
From
still a bit of confusion comes up looking at so many stats and name popping on our screens. So let's see how things goes. But for today, let's see the top 5 players of the day, where we'll be able to see who are the players who actually perform and held on to the expectations of the team, as well as the expectations of the fans. We'll be left out with the top 5 players of today, and those people are...
At the same time, with the first place, we have 4 Unknown Anand with 10 kills. In the overall 3 matches that they have played, damage of 5,658, 6 headshots and 3 assists. At the second place, we have Blind Esports Akashdeep coming in with 9 kills, 1,929 damage and 6 headshots. Following close by is going to be Blind Esports again. Abhay comes in with 8 kills, 5,317 damage, 3 headshots and 2 assists.
Yeah, at the same time, I'm able to see that Radhe Thakur is making it on the top 5 as well. He's consistently performing for the team. He's got 5,518 damage and 7 kills in his name. Let's not forget the Neja from Lifehackers. What a play he has shown today with the grenades, with the guns. He's able to perform in all ways possible. 7 kills, 4,260 damage coming in from his side. So a well-played game for all these players. Today was their day. Hopefully that they'll be able to pick up and put up the same consistency on day 3 as well. For now, we'll be going back on our desks, and I want to say it to you guys, in case you guys have something to say to me or IGCape, you can find us on our socials at Castandor.Arka, and you can find him at IG_Cape. At the same time, let's look at what Snapdragon is doing for us. They're bringing us with some amazing mobile. Poco X3 Pro. Go and check what the mobile has, and then you'll understand as to why we speak about it. Most streamers are vouching for it, so that is good to see.
And now it's time for the result for the People's Choice Superstar of the Day, where 4 Unknown Anand is leading with 56%, and Akashdeep following close by at 28%, and BLK Tiger at the 3rd place with 15%. So you can see the amount of fan following 4 Unknown already has, the way they have executed the skills, just making the Dominion. And when it comes to Anand, I think it's much well deserved when it comes to the map of Bermuda. Match number 5.
Yes, exactly. At the same time, his performance even in the map of Kalahari was really commendable, where he saved his teammate from the jaws of death for once, but at the end he was able to come up to get the booyah by using his M18 as well. But at the same time, so those people who are wondering what is Poco X3 Pro mobile all about, just imagine you go to your parents or you want to invest in a gaming mobile, and you see the list, you're like, arey bhai, everything is above 1 lakh or pretty much close to 50,000. but this mobile is there for you in just 20,000 rupees. Go check it out. Do not forget.
Well, it's time for us to bid goodbye, and all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, stay updated, and go on to Instagram and follow Snapdragon Conquest on all the official channels. Stay home, stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time.